a message to all believers. We're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. No, listen. Living in a time where evil's staring in your face. Yeah. Problem situations, tragedies are commonplace. Persecution running rampant, it makes you wanna lose your faith. Yeah. But please don't be discouraged. Just remember He's the way. Yeah. Let your light shine. So that may see the light. Gave His Son so the world. It's in Him who should believe. Everybody shout! Even from the mountain, even in the valley low. So I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Can't you be the spirit? God, like the whole world knows. Listen, I get so excited at the mention of His name. Yeah. There's no way that I can hide it. It's written all over my face. So tell me who else would love me after all the wrong I've done. So don't expect me to keep praying. I'm about to lose control. Yeah. The light man, the lives in, that gave His Son so the world, it's in Him. Hey, everybody sing. I'm not ashamed, so I can't keep it a secret. The whole world knows. Tell it, said He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Say tell it, say tell it, Prince of Peace, over everything. Said no more weeping, no more crying. Said He gave me the victory, I'll tell the world. This joy I have, the world didn't give it. This joy I have, the world can't take it away. Say tell it, say tell it. If God's been good to you, you gotta lift your hands, you gotta lift your voice. Tell the world how He brought you through. Say that I'm not ashamed. Jump, jump, jump up, jump up and get down. Jump, 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 jump up, jump up and get down. Tell somebody, tell everybody, we're not ashamed. Yeah. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Thank you, Lord. I'm not ashamed. I feel the way. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. All my Jesus.
Now if you got a little rhythm, move left to right. A new experience, baby, go hit your stride. Now who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? And when the grooves get good, go right to left. Shut up, y'all. We got grab the tread. Now who walking? I'm walking. Is you walking? I'm walking. Then stretch and walk it out like you know your plans you have for me. There's no evil. It's all good things. Lord, I love you, so I will trust you. Here I let my
God, open up doors. Took me down a path I ain't never been before. Looking at the road, I don't see a lot of space. Guess I gotta drop my load, cause you're picking up the pace. Don't leave me to die, be by my side. I get a little anxious, please be my guide. I got my feet shot, I've been prepping for the moment I would get the green light. So if you see me, I'm rolling like feet. Don't fail me now.
Like I am by faith. Oh Lord, I'm walking. Anybody else going? Yeah, see, I am. I'm walking. When my eyes can't see it right, will be my guide. Oh yeah. When I don't understand, I surrender to your plan for me. Grandmama now. Go ahead, get Papa. I'm a walking. Oh yeah. I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. Good Monday morning, yeah. Hey y'all, good morning to you. Hold on, let me make sure it's something real quick. All right, cool. Had to make sure the right microphone was on this time. Good morning, y'all. It's Monday morning. It's that track. Oh, y'all feel that track? Hold on, wait. I gotta feel that for a second. Gotta start the Monday off right. Oh, hey, yo, hey. You forget your Africa on. Hey y'all, good morning. I hope y'all doing all right. I hope you guys are doing all right on this Monday, April the 7th, 2025. We're in the second week, I guess, of April, the first full week of April. So this is, blowing my mind that time goes so fast. But welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning, man. You have chosen a great way to start your day. I'm your host, Zeke Locke. We've got our friends Eric Rideout and Rich Holmes that are going to be here today, and we've got a special guest today as well, Miss Artinese Myrick from Live Free, Illinois. She's going to talk to us about some stuff. So I just want to say good morning to everybody, man. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I'm going to tell y'all what I did this weekend. The level of sleep. So Saturday, I woke up on Saturday, had to get up super early. I was at the church till, let's call it like 10:30 Friday night. After a long day on Friday, I was at the church until like 10:30 p.m. We were setting up sound system and stuff like that. Y'all know Kev on Stage was in concert in the theater on Saturday, and so we were getting all the stuff reset for that and everything till 10:30. Then I had to be back up and over there at 8 o'clock. We had our 8 a.m. prayer, and then after that, we had a meeting. Then after that, I had a training, and then after that, we had some other setting up to do. And then after that, I went home and I went to sleep, y'all. I was so tired. I was so exhausted. I sat down and I could just feel my legs give out. Like, you ever been that tired? You could just feel like your whole legs go out. That's how it was Saturday. So Saturday, needless to say, I got home. I turned my phone off. I turned everything. Then my mother-in-law came to visit, so that was a good visit. But then after she left, I was back out again. So
Man, I was out of there. And then Sunday, of course, had to be at church. Got home yesterday, and guess what? Knocked out again. So my Rhonda on the Run challenge was to get some sleep, and I got some sleep. But needless to say, I ended up missing the Kev on Stage concert. I was too exhausted. I could not find the strength or the energy to get back up and make it over there. But I hear it was an amazing, awesome event. Yeah, so I missed all of that. I missed I got like 100 texts to go back and check through. I got so much to catch up on, but the sleep was so necessary. I don't know. Somewhere around about Tuesday, my body just started declining. So Saturday and yesterday, man, this weekend I slept. I hope y'all had some rest this weekend. Again, welcome. It's Monday, April 7th. You're locked in with Zeke live in the morning. Man, I'm telling y'all, it was crazy work, man. I was so exhausted. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I felt sick, and I still feel a little bit of that exhaustion, but that not getting sleep, man, I'm telling you, I thank God for Rhonda on the Rocks with that Rhonda on the Run challenge, because it just challenged me to actually, like, unplug and get some sleep. I made it a point to do that, and you know, that's what I did, and I really do. I'm really grateful for that challenge. I hope y'all are doing that challenge with us. Rhonda on the Run. Matter of fact, let me put that, because I need to make a video today, like what I just did. I might just take this and just clip it and turn it into a video, because this was my Rhonda on the Run thing. You know, hold on, let me find it so y'all know what I'm talking about, to see if y'all been doing it as well. That was part of my Rhonda on the Run thing, to get some sleep. And I'm telling you, I'm glad I did. I still feel a little bit of tiredness. I still feel it. But I don't feel like I did this time Saturday, because I thought I was about to die, boy. I was getting too tired, falling asleep on the road and stuff. It was crazy work. So I'm grateful to have done that. I wonder if y'all been doing your Rhonda on the Run challenges this weekend. Have y'all been eating a little healthier, maybe getting a little exercise in, maybe doing some dance routines, taking a walk? I don't know. It was a beautiful weekend, you know, so yesterday was beautiful. It would have been a great day for a walk. I don't know. Have you been doing your Rhonda on the Run challenge? I'm telling y'all, I feel refreshed. I really do. I feel more refreshed. Like I said, I still got a little bit of tired, but I'm so much more refreshed than I was. Oh my God. So it's a good challenge to get involved with. I want to encourage y'all to do that. Let me do some shout outs real quick. Let's get some quick shout outs in here. First comment of the day goes to Jamaica Lachey. And let me throw this in there real quick too. I want to make sure to get this in there. The intro graphic was wrong from the intro song. It was supposed to be Say Less playing, and so we'll get that corrected. I wanted to hear Say Less first thing, and I hit play, and it started playing Not Ashamed by Sounds of Kingdom. So if you heard the intro, then the first song you heard that played was Not Ashamed by Sounds of Kingdom. Jamaica Lachey, Say Less is a different song. If you've been rocking with me, you've been locked out over here, then you know what Say Less sounds like. So you caught on that wasn't the right song. But we'll play that song a little bit later. But Jamaica gets the first comment of the day. So shout out to Jamaica Lachey. First comment of the day. Hold on, wait. Let's turn some music back on. Let's get some music. I like that track right there. I like that one. Yeah, that's the shout out music. Shout out to Jamaica Lachey, first comment of the day. And then let's scroll up. The comments are rolling in. Oh, look, y'all, it's Rhonda on the Rocks. We were just talking about the Rhonda on the Run challenge. And Rhonda, I did not make it to well, you probably just heard me get that whole story. I don't got to go back through. I did not make it to the Kev on Stage concert. Did you go? Did you end up going? Well, I guess you did. You bought tickets. So yeah. So I missed you on that day. I missed you, and I'm sure I probably missed like 4 other people. I don't even want to dive into like yeah, I hate that I missed it though, because I'm sure that was just a classic, iconic event. Kev on Stage is like such an icon now, and so it was an honor to have him at the theater doing his live show. And so Rhonda on the Rocks, I was supposed to see you there, and I didn't even go. I got home and that was it. I did the Rhonda on the Run instead. Like, Rhonda on the Run beat Kev on Stage. There you go, for me that day. Shout out to our girl Brony Cat. What's up, Brony Cat? Yo, she always is here with us, and we love her all absolutely dearly. And then here's our girl, Rita Renee Miller. That's my girl, my sis. What's up, Rita? How you feeling today? I've been playing Cling like all weekend because I got some calls I got to make. And then check this out. Here's Eric Rideout. Eric Rideout is in the house. Y'all know he's going to be on with us in a minute. This is what I'm looking for right here. Y'all know Brony Cat always gives us the big thing. Yeah, there it is. That's the one I'm looking for. That's the one I'll be looking for, the church lady announcement. That's the church lady announcement. Hey. And then to our friend Linda, that's my girl. What's up, Linda? How you doing? How you doing? Holding it down out there in my hometown. I hope you doing all right. Yeah, hey, shout out. That's my girl, y'all. I love when my hometown shows up. I love when my hometown shows up. Miss S. Renee Ross, good morning to you. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing beautifully. I hope your weekend was amazing and awesome. And let me throw this in there real quick. Yeah, rest is healthy too, because we were talking about me getting some sleep this weekend. And listen, that y'all don't understand. People who know me know that when I get something on my mind and I start working on stuff, sleep be the first thing out the door. Like, it don't even get a chance. It don't even stand a chance. I lack sleep. I'll like, you know, let me turn that up a little bit. I lack sleep. I'll like stay up till 3 a.m, wake up at 5:30 and keep the day going. I'll be forgetting to eat. Like, it's a really unhealthy, you know, thing. And so I've got to do better, you know. Yeah. Yeah. And there she is right there, Mama JP Rideout. Y'all know y'all always got to show her hearts and love. That's Eric's mama. Y'all know, and you know the day isn't done until she tells us that it was a good podcast. Now, if she tells us it's a bad podcast, then we know we gotta have a meeting afterwards so we can figure something out. So far she been telling us all good, so we know we're doing all right. There it is right there. And shout out to Eric. He's telling y'all, make sure y'all please share this. Please share it, and y'all know the deal. Subscribe over here on YouTube. Follow on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the places right here where my hand is trying to show, but it's backwards, so it's hard to line it up. But this is the places where you can follow us and share and subscribe. And please do all of that. Please do all of that stuff, because you know, and shout out to Eric. He's sending it out to all the followers and highlighting it. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe and share it. And let me get this shout out in. Shout out to DJ Red. What's up, DJ Red? He's always here with us. We love him to death. Y'all know that's Jamaica Lachey's hubby. That's our hubby. So we gonna have him on one day so that he can do a mixing set. I've been talking about it all last week. We gonna actually put it in plans as we plan the show out a little bit more. And then here's my boy Smith Baptiste. What's up, Smith? My dude. What's crack-a-lackin'? Oh, there's the French right there. Bonjour. Yeah. I don't know nothing else other than that. And then Eric made sure to say hey to his mama. There it is right there. And then over on the Instagram side, let me just say some quick. Y'all know we can't put the Instagram over here. The Instagram can't see what's going on unless I put it on the screen. So let's go ahead and make sure they know that we love and appreciate them. Dr. Rick World. Oh, my boy LaRon, what's up? And Dizzers, what's up? And then my boy Philip Hudson, I see you in there as well. Shout out to y'all over there. Y'all, listen, we got a really good day. Right there, Brony Cat. Yeah. Bronya, you are the church lady, the church announcement lady. That's because every morning you let the people know where they at. You let them know that they're lock stars. You let them know that they're locked in with Zeke live in the morning. You let them know it's a great way to start that day. You let them know they're locked in with Zeke Locke and Eric Rideout and Rich Holmes. Like, this is the church announcements. I love it. We got to have our own one day to actually do some church announcements. That'd be dope. So anyways, y'all, it is a good day. It's a good day. We got some cool stuff today. Today I'm going to have on a special guest, Miss Artinese Myrick. She is the lead organizer for Live Free Illinois. They organize churches, specifically black churches, to get together, advocate for different things. And you know, the last couple of weeks we were talking about mental health, trauma awareness, and ways to advocate for community. And one thing that we talked and hinted at a little bit was community advocacy. But today we're going to spend a little bit of time diving into that conversation with Miss Artinese. She's an expert in that field, an absolute rock star when it comes to that. And so, side note, side note, before I move on, I want y'all to know, I've realized from watching a few of my podcasts, I use the word absolute and absolutely a lot. Like, I wonder if somebody will take a running count from here on out how many times I say either absolute or absolutely. I'm just curious to know how many times I actually say it. I'll be like, she's an absolute expert in her field, and this is absolutely phenomenal. We absolutely love you. I don't know where I started using that word all the time, but I absolutely love that word. So anyways, Artinese is going to be on with us, and she's going to talk about some of those ways we can advocate for community. So she's going to be on in a way that you can actually get involved this week if you've got some free time on Thursday the 10th. And so we're going to have her on to talk about that, and it's going to be a good conversation. That's going to be in the 8:30 hour. So around about 8:30, you want to make sure you're locked in for that portion of it. Other than that, welcome. You are here at Zeke Live in the Morning. Again, I'm your host, Zeke Locke, but I've got another host that jumps on with me right about this time, and his name is Mr. Eric Rideout. Y'all put some hearts and some love in there for Mr. Eric Rideout.
I was not ready.
My bad, bro.
No, you good. Does my voice sound normal?
Yeah, it's a little high-end pitch, but it's all good.
No,
it's not terrible. I hear you, though.
Oh, wait, it's the fetch thing was on. I couldn't get it off.
I hear you, though.
Like
Yeah. Oh, wow. No, not that.
Yeah,
It sound like that.
I had to get that off.
You come on there like, hey, guys, good morning.
That's
How
exactly
you
what it was doing. I'm not doing that.
I hope y'all doing all right.
It's doing it now.
Oh, I can't hear it, though. It just sound like your normal voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm fading in and out, but I'll work on that thing.
Yeah, no, I hear your normal voice. Yeah. What's up,
All
E?
right. Oh, I see what it is. I see what it was. I just fixed it. Man, what's up to everybody that's tuned in today? It's a long weekend. A long week, right?
Yeah.
Weekend.
Oh, you had a long weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was just a lot, man. It was a pre-planning. We pre-prepped. We're about to hit the road for that Mother's Day tour.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah, true.
A lot of work with that. And other than that, yeah, it sucks. And then me sitting here building conspiracy theories all weekend. I do that on certain weekends. I look at stuff that's happening and I put it together in a way because I know I don't trust it. I put together some stuff that I saw. But man, other than that, it was a long weekend. I missed Kev on stage too.
Yeah, no, I missed it, man. I was tired, bro. Like, listen, after Friday night, like, and running up and down them stairs and grabbing stuff, and then Saturday getting up super early all over again. Of course, y'all know we get up like 6 a.m. every morning to do this. So, like, we up early every morning. I'm usually in bed late. So, you know, by the time I got to Saturday, like, round about 11 a.m., my body was... I was done. I could not go on no further. Yeah.
That early morning is rough.
Yeah, man. Because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I couldn't go on no further, man. It wore me down so bad to the effect that it was like if I don't get some sleep, I will not make it another couple of days. You know, you start getting that sleepiness, that exhaustion that makes you almost feel sick. I was getting that. Like, I was starting to feel sick. Like, my stomach was like knotting up, my legs, I could barely feel like I could walk. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I was just tired. I was like, I got to sleep, and I still probably need another day. But I feel better than I did like this time Saturday because I was woo.
Yeah, man. And when we get done here, I was just thinking about that. When we get done here, I have a meeting in Michigan I got to drive to today.
Oh wow! What part of Michigan you going to?
Right outside of Detroit.
Oh wow! So you got about 3 hour drive?
3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We go for a meeting. And then the meeting is today. I have one tomorrow, and then the next day I come back home. But
so you'll be in Detroit for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be in Detroit. I'll be on, live, and then Thursday, Friday I'll be back sitting here in this room.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I thought about this morning. My bag was packed. So I got to drive. I'm like, yeah, that's not nothing. But when I thought about it, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do no 3 hour drive this morning, but I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, true. You got to do what you got to do.
Whoever said that being an adult is ghetto, they told the truth.
It is ghetto over here. It's a girl who did like a thing like Keith Lee. I was watching her thing, like, you know how Keith Lee does the eating videos, and I rated a 1 point, I rated a, I don't know, 8.5 out of 10, or, random award, 7.3 out of, like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
But it's this lady who did like, what would you call it? Like a mock version of it, like a, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but she did like a, a mock, she did like she was mimicking Keith Lee, but she was talking about.
Yeah, like she, I know what you're talking about.
What's the word I'm looking for?
It's
Lord have. Yeah, a parody. That's the word I'm looking for. She did a parody on Keith Lee. I had the word silhouette in my head. I'm like, I know it ain't silhouette. She did a parody on Keith Lee where she was talking about adulting, and she treated adulthood like it was a restaurant. So it was like one of the dishes was, let's see, like she had a dish like paying bills. That was a dish. She was like, I give it a 2.3 out of 10. This was like, now everybody was talking about this taking naps. Like, so taking naps was a dish. She was like, I love that taking naps. That's like a 9.9 out of 10. That's like, but I gotta find those videos. They're hilarious, man, because it is. Being an adult. Yeah, being an adult is ghetto. Yeah.
I used to sit back when I was young and watch my parents do it,
Yeah.
I can't wait. All of us said, can't wait to get grown.
Can't wait to be grown. And then you get grown and you be like, God, dog, I wish I was a kid again.
Yeah, what I would to be 13, 14 again.
Like, for real, though.
Now, we know what it is to pay bills.
Yeah, yeah.
Paying bills.
You know what? I think I would go back to college age if I could. College was my good year. Those were my good years. I've always had good years.
You're right. I would do my 20s.
Yeah, because it's like, I was young. I didn't have the responsibility, but I was grown still,
That's
like,
true.
I could drive if I wanted to. I could go out if I wanted to. I didn't have no real responsibility. Responsibility, Pastor Bill Ellis, look, Pastor Bill says youth is wasted on the young. Yeah. My youth was definitely wasted on the young. On my youngness. Because my guy.
All the foolish stuff I did. I did some crazy.
Yeah, I'm with Rhonda. I loved my college years. Like I loved being that age. I loved my friends. I got back and forth about the college itself, but that's another conversation for another day. Brody Cat wanted to tell you good morning, a special good morning. And don't forget Miss S. Renee Ross.
Oh, what's going on?
Gave you hearts. Yeah. The people love you, E.
Yeah, except I don't see nothing for Rita on there yet.
Oh, yeah, Rita already got at you. Pastor Bill said he would be 5 years old forever. You know what, though? That's the other thing. You either got to be a little kid where everything is just wonder and amazement, or like in your 20s where everything is still kind of wonder and amazement, but it's like I can change the world kind of wonder and amazement.
Yeah, it's the difference.
Yeah, you got like motivation.
It goes back to what your cousin said. The mindset when you're 5, you can imagine everything.
Yeah.
As a 5-year-old, I remember, because I've always been an artsy person, and creative, and I used to sit down and because I was an art major, I could draw whatever I wanted to, and I used to have Transformers when I was a kid, right? If I was missing the character, I would get the white clear paper, draw it, marker, color it in just like the thing, and I could cut it out and fold it up into whatever it was. If it was an airplane, I could make them a car. I know how to fold it and have the wheels.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
That's what I'm kind of crazy now.
Can you still do it now? Can you still like fold stuff up?
I could fold it literally. If it was the airplane, I could fold the arms back and do this, and this would pull through a slot like this, and it'll be the whole airplane. Top, wheels, everything. It was great. But when you're creative, you do stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not wired like everybody else.
Yeah. No, it's true though. Like you said, like my cousin mentioned that time. What did he say? Was it the H2 or the H5? I forget. It was a NASA study, but I forgot what it was. I actually looked it up.
You lose your creativity.
Yeah. Like they all test as geniuses, and then that number drops dramatically by 10, and then by 15 or something like that, and then by the time they hit 25 or 30 or something like that. That number had dropped down to genius level.
You know what, bro?
That was gone. What was that study? I got it in my chat.
That makes me think something. No, I heard yesterday when I was at church yesterday, and the pastor told the story about this little boy.
Uh-huh.
He was 4, going on 5, and he went up to his sister who was like 1, and he went up to her and said, "Hey, can you remind me of what God was like? Because I'm starting to forget." That was a deep thing.
Interesting. He said 1?
Yeah, his sister was 1. He was 4, going on 5. And he told me, remind me of what God was like, because I'm starting to forget. And for a kid to say that, it's like, man. That's
wow.
And then he told us, I'm starting to forget. But it goes back to what your uncle said, around 5.
Yeah.
In certain ages, you start. And think, honestly, let's be deep for a minute. I think that's a thing where children, babies, were just with God.
Yeah.
So that's all they knew was being around him.
Yeah.
So the little boy said, I'm starting to forget things about him.
Yeah.
His parents like, wait a minute, huh? He said, I'm starting to forget what he looks like in him. That's crazy to me.
That's why when they get to Earth, they be looking at us funny, because they be like, I was just out there with God, now I'm looking at your ugly.
Right. Like, who is this? Like, you my daddy.
I was just with the Lord, now I'm with your ugly.
Yeah. I'm sitting with angels now in this old dusty, dingy, drab color place.
That's how babies. That show how babies be looking at shit, be like,
and
they just be staring.
Like, well, they just came from. They came from here, came from there, and then they ended up in this messed up place we in.
Your level is here. I'm right here, but
yeah, their level best is here.
But your level best,
right here.
You right here. I'm here. This
yeah.
is.
and Rita, that's for you. Ari, that's for you when it comes to me. My best is here. Your level best is a smooth here. This is where you at. And it's okay if you're down there. Stay here. Succeed in this area. Don't come up here over here. But man, I think that's.
I got that study though. I found that study. It's let's see. So the researchers decided to apply the same test. So this was the Dr. George Land and Beth Jarman. So this is called the Genius Study or whatever, but it's called officially the George Land and Beth Jarman Creativity Test. Was conducted in the 1960s by NASA. They commissioned Dr. George Land and Beth Jarman to develop a test to measure creative genius among scientists and engineers for space-related problem solving. So this is a NASA thing. The test was based on divergent thinking, which is the ability to generate multiple solutions to a given problem. Okay, so that's what it was based on. Researchers decided to apply the same test to 1,600 children aged 4 to 5 years old. And here are the results. 98% of children tested at genius level for creativity. The same children, so this is 4 to 5 years old. At 4 and 5 years old, 98% of the children tested as geniuses, as creative geniuses. By the age of 10, only 30% were testing at creative genius level. By the age 15, that had dropped down to only 12%. And then among adults average age 31, only 2% retain their childhood genius creativity level. So by 30, basically, by 30, most people, the vast majority of people. So literally like 98% are, it's crazy that it rounds out to a whole 100%. And I know that it's not a real thing, but 98% of them are creative geniuses. Only 2% are creative genius by the time you reach your 30s. That means this world just drives all of the creativity and all of the, all of that stuff out of you,
But you got to think about it. Does it? It does.
Yeah.
About over the years, the different things that's, as children, you have a certain way of living.
Yeah.
You're able to be free, and then as you get older, here's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Takes away and pulls away until. That's why when I read that about that kid, I heard that. I'm like, man, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That this man says, remind me of what God looks like and about him, because I'm starting to forget him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Word. Yeah.
That was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So everybody, don't lose their creativity.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Because-
it's hard not to though, right? I mean, because you think
Mhm.
about it, like you I don't know, if you a little kid, you see you want to play in the street, I guess. I don't know,
Right.
But somebody's gonna tell you for obvious reasons you can't go play
Get
in
off
the
the
street. You know what I mean? Like somebody's gonna tell you that for obvious reasons, but you take all of that with you. It's a healthy fear, I guess, in the sense that you should be fearful of reasons to play in the street. You should be fearful that if you in the street, a car might hit you, and if a car hits
Yeah.
you will probably die.
You're
So
done.
you should,
Right.
you will
outta
probably be
here,
not
bro.
alive, unalived. You should. So it's a bit of a healthy fear, but at the same time, what happens when you get this creative genius idea that's like, hey, I'm gonna do, I don't know, a movie in the street or something like that. Well, at that point, you got to just figure out some kind of way to still be able to do it without having fears. And I don't know, maybe that was a bad
Right.
example, but I mean, you get what I'm saying.
No,
like
I get
the different things, like you like
The
they tell us
challenge of
men.
doing
Yeah, they tell us men, don't cry. Maybe you better man up. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff that comes at you, or they tell ladies, you're only supposed to, I don't know, play with Barbies and play at the stove. But what if this is someone who is good with numbers and mechanical equipment? Like, she might be the next designer of the next major sports car, but we told her that all she could do was play with Barbies. We kill the creative genius in people. I think you should just let people be who and what they are, and then from there, who's to say what's right or wrong? Just wait and
That's
see what
funny you
happens.
saw that. I saw something yesterday that I said, "Oh no, this couldn't be my son." And I don't know if you saw this video. I'm gonna send it to you. It was a mother who's, I don't know, some of you all might have started something. She said, "Me and my boys good. We don't need their daddy." And she's doing that dance where she turns around and she's walking and she's making her behind bounce as she walk off. But her boys are doing well. And the last one
Lord.
it twerked real hard and make him hold his knees like a female and make his butt. Then he walk. I'm like, and they like no more than 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, they just mimicking what they see, what they know.
They mimicking her, and for her
They
to
just
say,
mimicking,
they don't need their father.
Sound like they need a whole lot of stuff.
I'm like, I said, send them to me for a week. They'll come back throwing rocks doing this. What they say?
Here's a good comment right here. Divine intelligence flows through us from the beginning, but the classroom of this world, its systems, fears, and boxes slowly teach us to forget we are born geniuses. Yeah, Pastor Bill Ellis. Yeah, absolutely. Like, for real.
That's why he's Dr. Ellis.
Right, exactly. That's why he's the great bishop in the Lord's church. That's no,
that's
for
true.
real. We got that already inside of us. Like, everything is there, but yeah, like this, you in these systems in this world, and then just what it takes to maneuver around in this world. Like, people will put all that stuff on you and kill every dream that you have. They'll kill every, they'll kill all of that stuff. And to me, it's just like, don't let them, man. Don't let them. Like, don't let them take you down.
Speaking of, wait a minute. And not that she took out creativity. She helped us be creative. Good morning to Susan Parker.
I was just about to put that up there. Mama Susan Parker, she adopted LXW as her children.
Yeah, she moved to Michigan.
Really?
Moved to Michigan. She's out in Detroit now.
Oh, what's up? Out of the Quad Cities. You know who is part of Live Free? We're gonna have Artinese Myrick on here from Live Free.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who I get a chance to see? Do you remember Ford? There we go. I was about to call his wife's name Kit Ford, but Dwight Ford. Pastor Dwight Ford, and his wife is Kit Ford, Lady Kit Ford.
Where did we meet them?
In the Quad Cities. They interviewed us on TBN.
Oh, yeah.
It was their show, with Mama Susan Parker. Yeah, it was Ty Tribbett. It was us. It was,
I remember them.
Who else? Yeah. It was, them. So I seen him at, Pastor Dwight Ford. Yeah. So he's part of Live Free. Artinese Myrick is going to be on here. Is going to be on here a little bit later. Talk about that. But it hit me when I saw Mama Susan on there. Because, yeah. Like, I saw him and I was like, Dwight Ford. He was like, yeah, see, like LXW. And it was just like that kind of a thing. So it was real cool to see that. We got to exchange numbers and all that kind of stuff.
That up. Somebody asked me about LXW yesterday.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Well,
like, where y'all at?
About it. Like nowhere, but
LXW no more. These are,
7 years now.
It's been,
It's been a few years now.
No. Somebody said, y'all come back to that. I don't know what's going on, but as of now, not until we started. Somebody asked me about it's funny, it was a BRL LXW question I got. Are y'all coming back out? This is 10 years later. Almost. Ain't it about 10 years? No. How many years ago was LXW?
LXW started 10 years ago. Well, it started 9.5 years ago. So
yeah, almost 10 years.
Yeah. That's when it started. And so then we ended 2019.
Yeah.
I think
right
New X.
COVID.
I think it was right before COVID, because we were able to because I got New X going roundabout then, and then we had that year. We were like, man, we were moving too. New X was moving. We was and then COVID hit and shut all that down.
COVID shut the whole world down.
Man, we was on a wave, and then it shut it all down, and then I just had to, sit back for a minute. But here we are nonetheless. So we back at it, and we back moving. I think we got it. I was just thinking about this yesterday. I don't think people really, I think people talk about it. We do, but I don't know if people really stop. Like if most people, I think a lot of people do this, but I don't know if most people have really just sat down for a minute and just really thought about the impact that the pandemic and the quarantines and all that stuff really had on them. I mean, I think we thought about it in that mode, and now we have to get back up, and now we have to keep it moving, because there's a lot of other things that are impacted. Of course, the inflation and the cost of living and all these other things like that.
The
gas prices. Yeah, these wonderful new tariffs. This Liberation Day that we've gotten. And thanks, guys.
You're a winner.
Appreciate y'all. Like all these things. So we gotta just keep rolling with these new punches. But I don't know if anybody, I was just thinking about this while driving around yesterday. I was just I was thinking, I was like, that really had an impact, not just on me, but a lot of other, especially artists and, pastor friends, definitely, because of the way churches got impacted. Like a lot of people, artist friends of mine who like stopped doing their art in order to take on other full-time jobs and do other things.
And those artists that are successful ended up carrying a burden for those that weren't. A lot of the unsuccessful ones were hitting up the ones, those certain artists say, hey, my rent's due, can y'all look out? Or this, that, and the other. Because a lot of people work regular jobs. Some artists that weren't in books may not have had the financial success as some of the other ones. So some of the other ones were affected, maybe not like the others, but they're affected because they're spending our money trying to take care of other people and families and households. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
That pandemic situation was crazy. I can't lie. I was, being in the house every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for those of us around the music scene, that was murder. Not be able to go, music or do nothing and just sitting down.
Man, it really was like having to lock away. I tell you what, though, I produced some of my whole style changed up. My entire style changed up during that period, and so that was one benefit to it. But I took less of a in-your-face style musically. I wonder if other artists experience the same kind of thing, artistic music changes, because I took on more of a laid back kind of approach. So a lot of my music now is a little bit more laid back as opposed to in your face. But listening to music sitting around the house when you're just sitting on the couch all day every day, I didn't want stuff like that. Bam, 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 bam. I didn't want all that. I just wanted something just to take the fact that we weren't doing anything, weren't moving, something to just take it away.
Give an escape.
Yeah, put you in a trance. Yeah,
take your mind away, not a distraction, but like you said, an escape or a place of a secret place, a quiet place. It's still affecting me, especially because I had it. I had COVID twice. And it was pure trash.
I think I had it twice. I know I had it once, but I might have had it when it first came out. I don't.
My father, I just saw my father too. Good morning.
Shout out. Shout out Elder.
Man, was trash.
Yeah, man. That's a season that I don't want to go back to.
Never.
I don't want to go back to that.
Hallucinations and all that foolishness I had, it was crazy.
Yo, let's say real quick, hello to Hood. True Hood is logged in and saying good morning. Pastor Reverend Dr. Chris Hood. Isha, verily, verily, I say unto you. Right. I say unto thee.
Everybody that's watching, again, share this. Please share it. Go to YouTube and follow us. Share the YouTube link. When we come off the air, do us all a favor. Everybody watching, just take the same thing, and those that are watching rewatching it later, take that same video and just share it on your page. Say, hey, check this out. I watched this morning. If everybody does that, that'll really help us out. And put hearts on it, put likes on it. And talk to each other in the comments, all that good stuff. We got a lot coming up. Zeke, I was thinking about this too. I was talking to Rich. Matter of fact, me and Rich, we talked about this. We're about to doing some music industry stuff, shows with artists and people and actors and actresses. Man, look, we got a lot coming up on the show. And you better watch it while you can, because eventually it's going to be a fee to watch. The show going to be crazy. This thing changing. We're trying to tell you stuff changing. I literally got a phone call, and Zeke don't know this, or Rich, Friday, from somebody starting a new network, streaming network, TV network. And they said, hey, would you guys like to be a part of our new TV thing? They in negotiation with talking to the Stellars and other people. But it's, the show is getting looked at by somebody to be picked up to be on the network.
Yeah.
Who knew? And this quick. So we're trying to tell y'all, jump on board with us.
You know what? That energy tends to follow us, E. Whenever me and you link up as a team, that energy follows us. That's why. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. That's why I stay around Eric. That brother is cold, man. I tell y'all. That's why I met Eric. I guess 11 years ago. Huh?
I gotta meet him one day.
Yeah. That Eric guy. That Eric guy, he's good. You got to meet him, man. He's amazing. Every time I link up with him, good things happen. So that's why I meet you, Eric, like 11, 12 years ago now?
Maybe about 12.
Yeah. BRL days. So
BRL, I knew Rich and didn't know you and Rich was friends.
Right.
Rich brought you in and said, I got the perfect guy. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait. And I forgot. I didn't, like I said, didn't know you. Just like, again, I was blind. Just like Rich, like I said before on the podcast, on the thing with Rich and Sean. Didn't know they knew each other. I knew her. I would sit with her when I go to fellowship, and we laughed at people's shops and stuff. We would talk about people together in the choir stand. And then when she walked in with Rich somewhere, I'm like, oh, y'all two know each other.
Yeah.
And Rich was like, yeah. I'm like, how y'all know each other? They were married. I'm like, wait, how you know? It was one of them things. I'm telling you, sometimes
really,
I see the obvious and some stuff I don't. Just like I told you, Bishop and Pam, I had no clue they were married. And also, Bishop, you gonna find the right woman for you. He said, yeah, I found her already. I said, oh, that's good, man. That's good. And Pam, I found my husband. Like, that's even better. I gotta meet him. Pam, like, you do. You have to. And I'm sitting there talking to both of them, standing there together. I'm talking. She asked me all day, you want some water? You need something to eat? I'm like, man, she is really working today. Pam is working, So she got her daughter's sister hat on, I had no clue it was married until he said, "Fool, I'm married to Pam." I'm like, oh, when? Where have I been?
So the people know who you're talking about. Well, I guess we could tell them who you're talking about. Bishop Cortez Vaughn. It's not like a secret they married. I was just saying, we won't say it on that. They not no secret they married. Cortez Vaughn, Bishop Cortez Vaughn, this big bro. He is hilarious. He takes his role very seriously in Hood Book, that's for sure.
He's gone.
And one of my favorite vocalists of all time. So they're married now. Pam Kenyon. Y'all know her as Pam Kenyon Donald, but now she's Pam Kenyon Vaughn. And so,
and you know what's funny about you right, you do this character too serious.
He be walking there like God has arrived.
If you don't understand, he played God in Fred Hammond's Hood Book, that stage play. Wait till y'all see
because he's so tall and big. Like he towers over. Y'all know I'm tall. He towers over me. Like
he's like 6'6" or something.
6'6", I think. Yeah.
And so, he coming in and take his role as God too much. Now I told, hold on, Kim Ring, I'll tell you, shut up, God is talking. Like, so But that play, everybody, just a segue and mention that real quick. Shout out to Fred Hammond for that. The clip is done. There's one reel that was released. There's another one y'all about to see that Zeke is in it.
Oh, snap.
And it's being released on a streaming platform. I can't tell you which one. Fred is about to make that announcement. And then 2026, Hood Book the Stage Play goes on tour. And we're going to be auditioning people for different roles. Not for Zeke's role, and certain roles are locked, but for additional roles. So stay tuned. But shout out to Fred and the whole Hood Book cast and the team and the first cast and everybody who made it possible. It's about to be crazy.
They got to get Chris Brown or somebody to fill my role. It's a lot of energy in my role. My role is a high energy. Right. High energy role is my role. That's high energy role. Like I'd be exhausted after leaving there. Like
and he's about to do and Fred is talking about stuff like Noah's Ark, different stuff. He's
the Hood Book series,
the whole series. So if you all haven't seen it, check it out. It's on his Instagram page. You know, it's a little small clip showing Adam and Eve, Pride, and everybody. But wait till y'all see it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Some of y'all not gonna get it. It's not for everybody.
And speaking of Hood Book, folks, we'll have Sean on Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday, we'll have Sean Breed. He is I got a graphic somewhere that I'll load up here, maybe during one of the breaks. But Sean Breed, and tomorrow we got Tara Jones coming on. She'll be on. Tara Jones, there we go. Tara
Jones will be here tomorrow.
Eric made me say it, Tara. Tara Jones will be with us.
I prefer her name to be Tara.
On tomorrow. And then y'all keep Artinese in prayer. So actually, that's if y'all saw me going back and forth on my phone, she was trying to give me a call to give me. She had an emergency situation this morning, so y'all just keep her in prayer. She's not gonna jump. She might not jump on. She might not be able to jump on. I told her not to worry about it. But y'all know how some people still jump on. But I'm pretty sure she's not gonna jump on. I told her not to. She said she's not gonna be able to. So y'all keep her in prayer. I don't want to tell her what's going on, but I told her go ahead and handle that. But I'm gonna still talk about what it is. I know what the announcement is, and I'm gonna still talk about it a little bit. Matter of fact, if Pastor Bill is around, Pastor Bill, if you still watching and you want to chime in on this and kind of talk Artinese's talk just a little bit about what we got going on Thursday. We're gonna come back from the break at about 8:30 and talk about that, and then I got some
and shout out to real quick before we
go ahead.
Shout out to Sam James from the Williams Singers, MD.
Hey,
that's my dude. He has an amazing male group out of Indianapolis. They're called Chapter 5.
All right, Chapter 5.
Jeremy Sanders. Shout out to Pastor Jeremy Sanders.
Yeah. That's who y'all heard playing. That's who y'all heard playing on the first during the intro. I thought it was playing Say Less and it was playing Not Ashamed.
Yeah, I heard that.
I had Jamaica's picture and it was playing Not Ashamed because we were playing Not Ashamed all week. That sounds just like Sounds of Kingdom.
That Jamaica, she's a character.
She can do all kinds of stuff with her voice.
She do it all. She's like Ari. Ari is, reminds me of like early Albertina Walker.
Oh, wow.
Mixed with like a Elliot Jackson.
Yeah, I thought you meant late stage Albertina, late stage Albertina.
Right before it's finished.
Yeah.
And so shout out to everybody. Thank you guys again for your support, for your love. Share this. And Zeke about to go to a break, I think.
Yeah. We're going to take a break real quick. Y'all say a quick prayer for her. She was going to be our special guest this morning, but she just got into an emergency situation. If I froze up a little bit, it's because she was trying to call my phone. And I was like, oh, we on live already? I thought something was wrong with the link, but she was saying she had to run and do an emergency thing. So we'll just keep her in prayer. But I'm still going to bring up what the Day of Advocacy is. And hopefully if we can be able to get her on before Thursday, to reschedule her for that. So we do want to make sure at least do that. But emergency situations come up, so we say a quick prayer for that. But tomorrow we are bringing Tara Jones on because that time that wasn't an emergency. That was on us. that messed up. Yeah. When she didn't come on, that was on us. So we rescheduled her.
Don't say us. That was me. I did it. I forgot. Don't think
that one wasn't an emergency situation. You can't be too freaked out.
I forgot to send the link to her. Tara, I'm sorry.
But she'll be on with us tomorrow, so that's a recap on that tomorrow. And then on Wednesday we'll have Sean Breed. Are y'all subscribed, man? Are y'all subscribed to Zeke Locke on YouTube? Are you subscribed to the Facebook and the Instagram? You see the information down there. You see the info Where is it at? How you line your finger up? There.
You had it there.
There you go. There you go. It's like backwards. You know how to like cameras backwards.
If you use your other hand, that
Let's
one,
see.
but you still
Oh,
point.
I gotta go this. Oh, I gotta point that way. Okay, there it goes. Y'all get a chance to see us.
Straight down. You pointing in the wrong direction.
Huh?
Like, take your finger and point like this, straight down like that. Over a little bit more. Over. There you go. There you did.
Oh no, I was talking about on this part right here where it's popping up, where it says YouTube and
Oh,
Facebook.
don't say that. That's not. Oh, at
On the bottom? Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah.
On my thing.
Yeah, you talking about this part right here that's got the that's the
You talking
Instagram name. Yeah, that's the Instagram New X right
about
there.
all that down there.
Yeah, I'm talking about this down here.
Like my
Yeah.
middle finger where I was pointing. Sorry about that. It's not that.
I point with my middle finger naturally. I have to remember not to. Like I have to catch myself because people be thinking I'm like flashing a bird, but I've always done that apparently since I was a baby. So
Wow.
there you have it. Yeah. I don't know why I do that. I point with my. It's a
everybody-
weird quirk.
Share this because we'll be right back. Share this, and share it.
Yeah,
We'll
share
have
it.
a conversation about some upcoming stuff.
You know what I'm gonna play, E?
What you
I'm
got?
gonna play Jerry Sanders. Right, just fingers all over the place. Look like that cat video with that cat on that keyboard. Right there. Yeah, I'm gonna play Marcus McFarlane. I'm gonna play our boy Elder Mac. That's what I think I'm gonna play. I downloaded his video. So let's this is our friend, our brother Elder Mac, and I tell y'all, he
And you know
is
what?
one of the greatest singers I know.
Songwriter. He wrote for three of Marvin Sapp's new record. Marcus wrote three of them. He wrote for
Yeah.
Cardi, Cortez, Joshua Rogers. Dude was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in his book too.
Absolutely.
Lambo.
Yeah. He brings the church. Yeah, so here goes Elder Mac, Marcus McFarlane with the song Like My God. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like. That was a hard cut of the
Featuring
music.
Eric Dawkins.
Yeah, Elder Mac, Marcus McFarlane featuring Elder Eric Dawkins. Featuring Elder. Marcus McFarlane. Like My God. Y'all chime in, share this with a friend, and make sure y'all go follow Elder.
Who do you know that can make the moon shine tonight? Yeah, call every star by name as they light up the sky. Tell me who's the one that will show up every single prayer that you send up. The only one that can be all you need. He's the only one that can save you. Let me introduce you to my savior. He's the king. Ain't nobody greater. Ain't nobody greater. No, there ain't nobody like my God. There's no problem that he cannot solve. No, there ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody like my God. Ain't nobody like God. Ain't nobody like God. Ain't nobody like God. Ain't nobody like my God. Now let me tell you who can turn a water into wine, telling the lame to walk and give his sight to the blind. Tell me who's the one that's the healer, subject captives free, a redeemer. He is the only one that can be all you need. He's the only one that can save you. Introduce you to my savior. Oh, undefeated, he's the king. Ain't nobody greater. Oh, there ain't nobody like my God. You really can't compare. There's no problem that he cannot solve. Turn it over to him. No, there ain't nobody. No, there ain't nobody.
Nobody like you, no.
There's no one like him, no. No, there ain't nobody like him, no. My God, there's no problems that he cannot solve. Yeah, you know him. I'm trying to know him. There ain't nobody like my God. Nobody like my God. Ain't nobody doing it like nobody moving it ain't nobody like my God. He's the only one that can save you. Nobody like my God.
There it goes. Hey, that was Like My God by Eric Rideout. I was saying by Well, Eric, there you have it. It was by you. There we go. That was Marcus McFarlane featuring Eric Dawkins. That is hard to say fast, especially when you read the name Eric Rideout.
You know what? Yeah, look, that's tough. And let me share with you guys who don't know, Marcus is based out of Milwaukee, amazing singer, actor, man, that dude do it all. And Eric Dawkins, if you don't know who he is, from the Gospel of Dr. Dawkins, who actually Fred started, put them out there too.
Yeah.
Super producer. Chris Brown, Tyrese, Dave Hollister, Snagler, Beyonce. Dude, man, producer everybody and everything. So shout out to E.
Yeah.
We're going to have on the show actually too. On one of our sessions where we're going to listen to your music live. This some of you, hey, he'll come on as a super producer, listen to your music. We'll have you on the screen, we'll play a song, and he'll give you live critiques. That's something that we've been talking about. Right?
Yeah, we got some stuff in the works, y'all.
Man,
like some stuff in the works, man. I'm telling you, this is a great way to start your day. You know, you guys, you are locked in with Zeke Live in the Morning. I'm your host, Zeke Locke, and of course, this is Eric Rideout with me, and he is Dr. Eric Rideout. You should have a doctorate with the stuff you do, all the experience you got. You should have an honorary doctorate from somewhere at this point, bro.
At this point, and for those of you that heard that, make it happen. And, I'm proud of a lot of people that doing what we do. Like shout out to our boy Walt Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Walt Thomas started out wanting to do this business. Now Walt went from wanting to do it to managing Jonathan and Maverick City to now he is running Motown Gospel. He has artists like Todd Tribbett, Tasha Cobb. They're signed to his label. So shout out him. And man, I would love to see people that we've seen grow over the years become something.
Yeah.
Do something big like that. And shout out to Walt Thomas. That's my little guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out. Yo, look at Brony Cat. The church announcement lady has spoken. She said, please tell your peeps about Zeke Live in the Morning. Yo, can we get to 70 subscribers before the week is out? Now, y'all know me. I've been, it's no secret. I've been pushing and telling y'all my YouTube is trash. My IG is trash. Like all my socials, like Facebook, I'm doing all right over there. But the rest of my socials, pretty trash. Like I'm not active on social media. So this is my YouTube stuff. So I think it's a better way to watch us is on YouTube. I think so personally, because you can play it in your car, you can play it while you're getting ready. You can just turn it on, especially if you've subscribed to YouTube. You can play it just like, regular iTunes or something. So, so that right there, we want to get more subscribers. I think we're up to like 50 something right now, like maybe 55, like 54, 55 on YouTube. Yeah. Which is cool because it was like 2 subscribers like a few weeks ago. So we do it all right. Like, but we want to jump it up. Brony Cat said, can we get the 70? That's a big challenge. Can we get the 70 subscribers by the end of the week on YouTube? And this is what I said I would do. I said I would throw a live show once I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'm going to throw a live show. I'm going to just throw a live show. And it'd be for the Lock Stars, only for the Lock Stars. Like, you got to be subscribed. You got to be, in order to like come to it. It'll be free to you. I won't charge you for it or nothing, you know. But 100 subscribers, just as a way of saying thank you and appreciation and all of that. I mean, so you know,
I know I'm about to share it on, and man, I'm pushing for that 70 by the end of the week.
Yeah, I think we can do it because that's only 15 more people if my numbers serve me correct. I think I'm 55 subscribers now. I think I don't know.
That's really 15 more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's 55, then 15 more people. That's not bad. But that's why we appreciate y'all for like chiming in and jumping in and doing all of that. You know, that's why we appreciate that.
Now to 30,000 people.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that boy Eric, that man is cold. I'm telling y'all, boy, that man is cold.
Man, because we're people may not realize this, but through this platform, people are connecting to other people that can help them get where they're trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think because you all say, oh, because again, we don't necessarily look at the live viewers all the time. We look at our replay.
We look at the views.
Amazing.
We have a goal.
Yeah.
What's the goal? The goal is 500 viewers within a week. That's kind of our benchmark right now for every video. Yeah, we want to see every video reach 500 like views within a week. That's our goal. We exceed that goal. I think Richard did the schematics on it, and I think that 17 out of 20. The last time we looked, it was like at the 20th show, and it was like 17 out of 20 met our goal. You know, with the other 2 of them, you know, hadn't been a week yet, so they weren't really eligible, but you know, they were almost reaching that goal. So I don't know, we might be at full goal reaching. So that's good. And then shout out to Rhonda on the Rocks, because I just saw her. She reached the 100 subscriber mark on YouTube. She reached that the other day, and I saw her post about it. So we want to celebrate with her because y'all been rock starring out with her. I think it's some more Lock Stars that still got to become some rock stars though. So y'all go and subscribe to her as well, because you'll get the notifications. You can turn your notifications on. It'll tell you when I go live. If you're subscribed to her as a rock star, it'll show you when she goes live or when we like post new videos and different stuff like that, you know. So you don't want to miss that stuff. You know, so you gotta lock in. Yeah, per video. We want 500 per video. That's the goal, to get 500 views per video within a week of time. So it's not a real heavy goal. Obviously we're going to increase that as time goes on, but for right now, just getting started. Plus we're still in a pilot phase right now, so we're still piloting the show, and so 500 views is nice, and so we appreciate y'all, and we really appreciate y'all chiming in. I know I'm staying here for a minute, but we really do appreciate y'all chiming in, coming on board, and just, you know, being dope. Just being dope. Now my computer decided to do updates and stuff while we in the middle of a live cast. What is that about? Right. It just started doing something on the side. Like, what is that? Yes, absolutely, Rhonda. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a big milestone. It's a milestone. We're trying to reach it, so you beat us there. Tell us how it looks on that side. How does it look on that side, man? The plus 100 side. Yeah.
Somebody asked me this too. So that person, I have not discussed that with Zeke and Rich yet. Somebody asked, hey, would you guys come out and mind hosting our events or coming to our events doing a live thing for our events?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do that. So if you're trying to get us, email us at Zeke Locke 730.
Zeke Live 730.
Zeke Live.
Okay, I'll throw it up there on the screen. Yeah, I'll throw it on the screen.
730@gmail.com. Zeke Live 730@gmail.com. Hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll come do your event. You know, we'll come host your event. We'll come possibly stream live.
I come show a little shoulder
out for the church mothers.
For the church mothers.
Old lady,
love you. You get there. That shirt start coming down a little bit right there when you get a little hot, and then you roll that shoulder. Boy, them church mothers, they be having a time, boy. Thank you, Lord.
Like I heard you talking about the lady that bust in that door backstage.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, I think you talked about it on here a few weeks ago.
Yeah. We was
security folks.
Yeah, that was in St. Louis. I did not remember it until Jamaica, like she was talking about it. I couldn't remember it. And then I remember
that.
So we was backstage in St. Louis. Yeah. We was backstage in St. Louis. And she was going to somebody's room that day. She was trying to get to somebody's room.
She was trying to get somewhere. She had to find somewhere to lay her head.
Ooh, aggressive. Just aggressive.
She found
just
out.
Aggressive.
Yeah, people, she found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think at that one particular event, this is how I remembered it. We were all walking and looking around like, who is she? Like we thought she was there with somebody else. They thought she was there with us, and everybody else thought she was there with nobody knew who she was. Like, and then finally it just kind of put two and two together. Like, how'd she get backstage? And then she had to go.
Get her up out of here.
Yeah.
Of a church visit. I ain't gonna say the name of the church. I know Lehman gonna laugh if you think about this. And Jamaica, I think Jamaica, you was there, I believe. And Tamika, some of y'all, we were with Fred at this church. And Fred that got on stage was like, man, when God gives you the opportunity, shoot your shot, go after it. So at this church seats about 2,000 people. We walking off, and as we walking off, we're walking down the stairs going, as soon as you get off the three little steps, go to your left, takes you backstage. So we're all, Fred, the band, all of us walking off. So I see this guy walking with us. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking, okay, church. Yeah. So we go in the dressing room, Fred going there, Pam, the singers, the band, Philip, everybody, we all going there and shut the door. He's standing there against the wall. It's a security guard in the room. So I'm looking, dude looking at me and, hey, how you doing, man? Like, great. So we sitting there, and so I asked one of the security guys, hey, man, is he part of y'all security team? He's like, no, he got his job. I said, I've never seen him. Man, they grabbed this dude up in his collar at this church and threw him against the wall. And he was like, Mr. Hammond, you said you get your shot. Fred said, hold on. Fred said, hold up, y'all. Fred said, hey, man, you got 1 minute, and then I can't help you. What you got to say? The dude told him he was a rapper and all this kind of stuff. And Fred said, yeah, get any your information. And dude was like, and the security said, minutes up. They grabbed him and drug him against the glass as they pulled him out, facing on his truck.
That's, what's crazy about that? That happens so often. That happens so often.
People don't get it. That's when people be like, oh, acting funny. The artist acting funny. No. I remember we did a tour and it was a stalker chick who was convinced that she was married. Fred was her husband and was threatening to kill him if he didn't marry him. Marvin. I've seen it with Dietrich. I've seen it with females. I've seen it, the guys stalking Kiera till she got married. So the thing is, people, it's not that these artists are funny or that us on their teams are funny acting. You don't know what people's motives are. You don't know motives, man. It's happened, you don't know what this person's trying to come back. You think they're just a fan. Next thing you know, they pull out a knife or they put in a case or somebody. So,
for real.
It's some crazy stuff to happen out here on the road.
This stuff be happening for real. Even in the gospel world, and that's the thing. Even at churches, boy, y'all be surprised, man. Y'all will be surprised. Yeah, it really does happen.
It's worse it really does happen. There's no difference because I worked in the secular arena, and it's the same.
Yeah,
same thing. Same thing.
People are people everywhere you go.
Yeah, people are people.
It's just everywhere you go, people are people.
Over aggressive guys. Everybody is singing and producing, got tracks and stuff. And man, let me tell you something. I got so many books and CDs. From when I'm on the road with some of the artists, I can say who. And I hand it to E, and he handed it to me. And I go home with it. Like, what am I doing with this? I got you good, bro. You hold on to that.
But that's why you always know who everybody is too, though, because you always know their music. You be like, oh, they good. Oh, no, they're not quite there yet. Like you kind of got that.
And I listen to some people in the film like, hey man, we good. Send it back to them. Yeah. But so people, it's not that artists are a joke like Zeke and all the rest of these people. It's just people around them job is to make sure that they're good.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. That's why some of them have security. That's what some of them have. Because just because they're gospel don't mean they have to be accessible. They're still people.
They're still people,
They're still people, and they have to be protected. And because I got some guys, some security guys I've called on me, and they will break your heart. and pray for you in a bed. They'll shove an old lady just like they shove a young lady. It don't make no difference. You going on that ground, you run up too quick. You think it's a joke. Go to the Potter's house and try to run up on Pastor James and see how far you make it.
That's true. That's
you be
true.
doing a Harlem shake from either bullets or punches all the way to the stage. You go there just like this the whole while.
Yeah, it's crazy today's world, man, because people will run up on you. And you know, one thing I found out, like a lot of the larger white churches, they all have security like details. They've got great security. You don't realize it's going on, but they've got security. Trust me, they got security details. You actually in black churches, we actually lack in the area of security most times. So when we see it, like when we see somebody come in with a security detail or if it's a larger event or a church or something that has security, we think it's suspect. We think it's weird. Like, why they need security? Like, it's like, no, it's just weird to us because we ain't used to seeing it too often. But trust me, they be having it. Yo, I'm gonna put this comment up here real quick from Rhonda on the Rocks as my wife passes me some Dunkin' Donuts. Thank you, baby. Because I am struggling. But Rhonda on the Rocks put this up here. I want to just give some credence to that. The next time Kev on stage goes on tour, I'll be with him. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'm speaking it into existence. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. So I'm gonna give you, and the reason I put that up there, one is to celebrate with you and to let all the lock stars / rock stars hold you accountable to it. Not in a way of saying like you're gonna drop the ball, but accountable to it, and that we're gonna pray with you and fast for you and believe with you and all that stuff like that. But let me give you a testimony in that same vein. So I remember. We talked because this is what made me think about it. Eric, you was talking about Fred Hammond when she posted this. And so those two things just merged together for me because you remember 2018. Yeah, 2018 Festival of Praise, Texture of a Man tour. I went out. That was my first major tour on the tour buses, 40-something cities. Like, it was my first long major tour. We were out for like 4 months. Like, it was like a thing. Like, and so on that tour, I remember I believe we were in Kalamazoo, and you drove up there and you brought Jason and Brittany with you. Yep. Brittany Miller, shout out to Brittany Miller. And then Jason Jones, my little bro. Like you brought them up. Yep. They came up to kind of like help out and stuff with you and all that. And then really just to see me. I was close to home. Yeah, I was close to home and they came to see me. So I remember they had brought me so I love Welch's fruit snacks. Like if you want to give me some Welch's fruit snacks. So Brittany brought me like
whole boxes.
Yeah. Brittany brought me like a big 40 box, like the big one, and they brought me some other chocolates and stuff. Like they brought me some snacks for the road, showing mad love. It was just I felt good because I got to see people I knew and just hug them and love on them and all of that. And so, long story short, I remember we were going out to the bus to take the snacks and stuff that they had got me. And I remember that we were on there and it was either Jason or Brittany. One of them asked me, they said, would you ever, would you want to go out on tour like this again? Would you want to do this again? And I kid you not, I remember I said it. I said, next time Fred goes on Festival of Praise, I'm going to have my own spot. I said that. And they will vouch for me that I said that. I said, next time Fred does a Festival of Praise, I'm going to have my own spot. Like, I don't know how, I'm just going to have my own spot. Now, Festival of Praise, of course, during the pandemic and everything was, shut down and everything. But he brought it, that was supposed to be the last Festival of Praise, that Texture of a Man. But he brought it back again in 2022. And so when he brought it back, I had just released a single. So I text Fred, I said, yo, Unc, I just dropped this single. Would you let me go out on the road? And he opened up the door for me to be able to go on Festival of Praise, and I had my own spot. And, when you're the opening act on a big tour like that, like Fred gave me premium spot. Like when you right before the headliners, like as an opener, that's like premium spot.
Not crowd. Ain't no empty crowd on that.
Yeah.
Full house on that show.
He gave me 10 minutes. Some cities I got 15. And then Philadelphia, I had to fill up 30 minutes and I was sick. But that was an extenuating circumstance. But Fred gave me that time. He gave me a sound check. Here's the thing that don't happen. Like the openers don't get a sound check. They just play your track and you go. Like they gave me a sound check. And I was in there like tweaking the track in every city, like to the speaker system, like doing all like they gave me that time to do that because just being part of family. But I said out of my mouth, I said next time I go on Festival of Praise, next time he takes Festival of Praise out, I'm going out with my own spot, and that's literally what happened. So I just want to point it out that it
can happen.
It can happen. You speak it out there, you say what you want, and then by that time you just figure out what you want. I'm gonna tell you what Donald Lawrence said to me. Well, he said it to the group. We were getting ready for Goshen, and he said something, and it has stuck with me, man. This definition of faith that he gave. We were at the Auditorium Theater, getting ready to do Goshen. That one year we did it at the Auditorium Theater, and we were just doing a group circle up, and he says, "What is faith other than reality bending to like you getting something you want to do in mind?" And I'm paraphrasing this horribly, but you getting something in mind that you want to do, and then reality bending to that. Like, so you just stay with it until reality bends to what you spoke out. Like, that terminology has stuck with me, and that was 2022 maybe, 2022 maybe. I don't know what year that was, but that has stuck with me. Like, for these years that I said, Donald Lawrence, I'm taking that. I'm taking that. I've been saying it everywhere I go. I say faith is nothing more than you getting in your mind something that you want to do, and you sticking with it until reality bends in your favor. Like, that's all that. And so, you say you want to do it. All right, put it out there. But it's more than just putting it out there. You do the work. And Ryan, I'm saying it to you because you're doing the work. You doing it. You doing your thing. And so reality will bend to your favor.
You know
if
what?
it don't bend to your favor, it bends to something better. So
I have a cousin. I got a few cousins that work in the music industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them, I'm not going to mention his name because he got 3 wives out here and all this crazy stuff.
Jesus, what?
3 girlfriends going on. I ain't going to mention him. But I have a cousin. She's an actress, man.
Oh, they ain't watching. What to go get on? I know that nigga was lying.
Yeah, he can't whoop me. I have a cousin. This goes back to Rhonda, and she's an actress and wanted to push herself and get in the different rooms and different stuff.
That was hot. I'm sorry, I just burned my throat. Jesus Christ! Put that down. Oh God! I'm gonna spit that all over my computer. Holy crap! What?
I'm sorry.
My whole throat burning like Jesus. I felt it go down my esophagus and everything. Like, I felt that. Like, oh, I was about to spit it out, and then I realized I was looking at all this electrical equipment. I was like, "You gotta swallow it." I was like, pause, and it went straight down. Oh, that just heated me up quick. Oh God.
Oh boy. Hold on.
I need some cold water now.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh shoot.
I'm sorry. Hold on a minute.
Nigga.
Hold on.
Bruh. Woo! Let me take some water from that.
Give me a minute. That was funny.
My
I'm sorry
tongue burning.
That was funny.
You burn your tongue like I can't even feel my tongue.
Dude, that's one of them.
Oh, thanks. My wife brought me some water too. Yeah, I got some. My tongue is burnt. My throat is burnt. So y'all, I just injured myself on Zeke Live in the morning. There we go. Just injured myself.
Oh,
I can't even believe that just happened. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Whoo, my God.
It was
all right.
Funny. It was just the fact that you was choking on it.
I was trying to decide, like, should I spit this out or just follow through? I was like, if I spit it out, I'm gonna ruin everything. Like, so I followed through, and man, that was not a wise decision. I felt that go down, man. That was like oh my God.
I am so sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody.
My tongue burnt my whole mouth. Dunkin' Donuts, my God. If y'all want hot coffee, the world's hottest coffee is clearly at Dunkin'. America loves Dunkin', and Dunkin' burns America. There you have it. Dunkin' Donuts just burnt the.
Dunkin' don't love people. So what? Oh God, I'm sorry.
Just cast every devil out of my throat. Like
I'm so sorry.
Dunkin' Donuts just cast every devil out of my throat. Like they just put every.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Burn me like fire. Woo!
Hot fire.
Hot fire. Oh, hot fire. Okay, I know you're going into this, and not to veer you off. But speaking of hot fire, you saw Dylan got arrested this weekend.
What did he do?
Battery. Assault and battery. Dylan from Chappelle's show. Remember Top 5 rappers? When Chappelle was like, who the top 5 rappers? Dylan. Why? Because I spit hot fire. So the real Dylan got arrested this weekend or late last week for battery. Yeah. Anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off. When you said spit hot fire, that just cracked me up.
I'm just laughing still. Making the band.
Yeah, so that happened.
I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot what I was talking about.
Your cousin.
Oh, Rhonda. That's what it was. Rhonda.
Oh, yeah.
So my cousin is an actress and wanted to get into acting. One of my cousins who's in that field. And prayed and like things like that. And now she's been featured and Kev on stage. We were talking about putting her on his show. She's on his new TV show that he got out. And sometimes it's just faith, man. And stepping out on faith, Rhonda, like literally inboxing him, emailing him. You know, you be like, he don't know me. It don't matter. I shared a story on here once before, and I'll make this quick. How I was producing. Don't ask me how. I got in as executive producer of a television show. We on TLN network, and we was on we was on 2 big networks, and it was a big thing called it was a big music conference. I shared this for you, Indianapolis, coming up. And everybody was on there. Fred, Kurt, J. Moss, Kiera, Tarsis, everybody. It was 3 days of everybody, Todd Tribbett, Mary. So the TV show crew said, man, we would love to get in here. And I'm like, shh. They said, and I told them, man, because I knew I was going down there with Fred. But I'm like, man, if y'all was down there, man, I'd get y'all interviews with everybody. They're like, word? Yeah, man. But I knew they wasn't coming. So fast forward, day of the show, I'm down there walking around backstage. Phone ring. Hello? Hey, man, they gave us media clearance. They just set us up in the media room. Who you got for us? And I literally put them on hold. I said, I'll be down in a minute. I went to the bathroom and I screamed out loud in the stall because I'm like, I ain't got nobody. And I went to wash my hands. And I'll tell the story real quick. Wash my hands. Washing them in the sink. I'm literally teary-eyed, eyes full of water. I'm like, I done talk myself into this. Now, I've came through before, but this is last minute stuff. I stepped back from the sink after washing my hands and stepped on somebody's foot. I turned around, and Ron, this goes back to God's favor. He was helping. I stepped on somebody's foot. I spun around, and he wasn't that close to me. Pause. Let me clarify. I'm backing up, and I'm backing up because I think I could play basketball. So I'm backing up, throw the towel paper in the little hole on the sink. Yep. And I turned and said, my bad, brother. And I turned around, and it was super producer Rodney Jerkins. And those who know who Rodney Jerkins is, Michael Jackson,
you rock my world, you know you
Brandy, Destiny's Child, all of them.
Yep.
And I looked, I'm like, oh my God. And first thing came to mind, the TV show fool.
He did Kirk Franklin too. Yeah. Revolution.
Yeah, he did.
Do you read up Revolution?
Yeah. And I'm like, Mr. Jerkins, you're here. I got a TV show I'd like to interview you on. It's a gospel show. I know you do R&B, but I know you grew up in church all along. He was like, where's it at? I said, you go out the hall, make a left, you set up right there. He was like, well, man, I'll do it. I'm like, and my eyes got this big. He was like, but can my wife do it too? Joy Enriquez, she got a new record. I'm like, yeah. So I run back down in my chest with this file. I said, oh, we got Rodney Jerkins. This was the height of Rodney Jerkins, right? Rodney came. Rodney's sitting there. Next thing you know, Kirk and everybody else who was coming in because we was close to the backstage door saw it. Next thing you know, we went from no guests to a line of guests of everybody. And Rhonda, it was number one. This wasn't necessarily stepping out on faith for me, but for them, the show. I stepped out in foolishness and talked my way in a situation that God was like, this fool, let me fix this for him. But, but I said all I have to say, Rhonda, just do it. Reach out to Kev, because rest in peace, Jason, Fred, Kev's brother was my dude. Because I would have just called him and made it happen. And I got people in Kevin, but reach out to him, his team, send him your clips, email him, whatever. Say, hey, I want you to come on my podcast. He just had Fred did it, Kevin, to come on here. Look, the thing, there's no limit to what you can get done. You just got to do it. I don't believe in ceilings at all. I never have. I feel like whatever I feel like I can do or want to do, I'm going to do it. And it can happen. It just takes work. Don't let a no discourage you. No just means, oh, that's the wrong person I contact. I got to talk to somebody else. That's all that means. So do it, Rhonda. All right, you want him on your show? Call him, book him to come on your show. And then from that, working on your show, for him, shut up, Reed. I just saw her message. For him coming on your show, we'll open up a door for something else. But I think you can do it. You got the talent. You need to be on TV somewhere.
I believe that. No,
she's
really
a personality.
Does. Yeah,
she's definitely a personality.
Yeah.
She need to be like Issa Rae was. Remember when she did her show? What was her show?
Insecure.
Insecure.
I love that show.
She just told that show was hilarious, especially that Ty Dolla situation. I'm like,
yeah, she put herself out there. She did one of your moves that you talking about. Yeah.
And got it.
Yeah.
But the thing, sometimes faith that works, but sometimes faith is, I don't know how in the world I'm gonna do this, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it. That's faith, not knowing. I never knew how I was gonna get in this music business. I know my father was a quartet singer and all this kind of stuff. I never knew how in this. I just say, oh, I'm gonna work with them. I'm gonna get in here. And from sneaking backstage and one thing and jumping the gate at the gospel fest, y'all can give me now because years later. I had this little young dude with me, pause, not like that. Chris Searcy was trying to get in. Chris was like 14. And I'm like, I'm gonna mentor this guy. And I wasn't doing that. I was working at the time, I was just starting to work with Rodney Jerkins' cousin, Fred Jerkins, on his gospel. I was doing little stuff here.
Oh, yeah,
not
that
Fred,
name.
not Fred, it was the other one, their cousin. I keep these things.
I know the name Fred Jerkins though.
Yeah, it was Fred.
Is that a person? That's somebody.
That's Rodney's brother.
So it is a person named Fred Jerkins though.
Yeah, Fred Jerkins.
Because I know that name. I don't know why, but
there was another one, Jerkins, that I was doing. I can't think of his name, but it comes. But anyway, Chris Searcy tell you this. We went to Gospel Fest and jumped the gate, and snuck backstage and said, "Just act like you belong." I act like I belong. I told him to act like he did. We didn't belong back there with all of them. But we went from that to now. You know what I mean? I'm plugging in with almost everybody. I think as God will give you the desires of your heart. This is something I said yesterday to somebody. And I said the only distance between you and communion with God is the space between your mind and your heart. Right? God.
Hold on, wait a minute. What?
This pastor taught us this, and I said,
Oh,
he said that. Oh no, I didn't read that.
I was gonna say, all right, Reverend Dr. Eric Rideout.
Now I got some deep stuff.
Bishop in the Lord.
Pause. I got some deep stuff.
Pause.
No Diddy. But let's matter of fact, I don't even want to talk about that. Rhonda,
Rhonda, you can do it. I hope you get some encouragement. I hope everybody's getting some encouragement out of that because these are real stories, y'all.
Just do it.
This is actually how Eric got into the music industry. These different things actually happened. I really did say that about the festival.
You did say that. I remember you said
the festival of praise. Like these things really happened. They really
you
came
said
fast.
Too. Something else you never forgot. You said before back in the day, you was gonna work with your favorites, share the stage with Israel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you said Kirk.
Yeah.
Gonna be okay. And think about it. You did this. Kirk first saw you perform, and then you and Jenkins jump around the stage on the tour.
That was so crazy when he did
Fred
that.
Took you out.
That first time he saw me performing, when he caught me backstage, because they had a show at the Horseshoe, and we were at House of Hope. It was the same night, and we were all in the same hotel too. Matter of fact, because we were waiting downstairs with Tamala Man and David Man, and we were waiting around with them for the buses to come get us, because their cars were coming at the same time ours were, so we were all in the lobby just kicking it. So they were at the Horseshoe, we were at House of Hope. Both shows were sold out. So
Wait, go
Kirk
back
came
to that.
to our show first.
Before you say that, go back to that. Think about this. Could you imagine, and this, Rhonda, this is good too. Think about this. Put this back 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You go from the guy at home watching the Stellars and watching this team. Now you're in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
With all these people
hanging out
on the whole first level. Well, go ahead. So,
waiting on buses. No, but yeah. But that compliment that Kirk gave me, because he came through our show first. Everybody else went to the horseshoe. And he came and stopped over at our show first and caught the thing. And like the first maybe let's call it 45 minutes of the show. He caught the first 45 minutes or so before he had to get out. So, Kirk is back there, he really is short, y'all. He really is like a little guy. And like he's got all this big security with him, and like the folks is with him, and this camera guy and all that. And he stopped. He was like, he caught me like in the hallway. Like I was headed to the stage, I got to get the choir on the stage and all that. But the first part of that show was pretty much all me.
New X that day.
Yeah, New X was in it. But that first part of the show was just me and Christina Bell. Like that first 15 minutes was just us. And then we brought everybody else out. Like I think I brought Fred out, and then it was like that whole kind of thing. So Kirk got to see a lot of me. Anyways, the compliment he gave me, he stopped me. Like he saw me, he stopped me. He was like, "Hey," he was like, "Man, you a bad brother." I was like, me? He was like, "Man, you killing it up there. You killing it on this tour." So you never know who's really watching. That's the real thing. You never know who's actually watching, because he was watching clips of the whole tour and seeing me throughout the tour. And then when he saw me live, that's when he was like, "Nah, but you've been killing it, bro." Like that gave me encouragement.
But think about it. That means you shared the stage with him. You performed Fred, and you did Israel. You did the show Israel back in the day, and then on the tour.
We did a tour with him. Yeah.
And my mother just made a post that is so true in the comments. I did do that. I believe you can talk your way and get in the situation. Sometimes, I talk about I couldn't even cook. And Shoney's restaurant hired me as their head chef. I couldn't cook a lick, and told these people, they said I needed a job. I was a teenager. I was young. I was in my early 20s. And Shoney's opened up and said, we're hiring for all of it. They said, we got to open it for a cook. Yeah, put me down. I got it. I didn't know how to cook. And this restaurant opened up. I was back there cooking.
So Erica's the reason y'all was sending y'all's food back at Shoney's.
I was the reason. I had no clue how to cook.
Ooh, but that's crazy.
I'm just a person who believes, man, that you can do what you want to do. And the only limits that we put are limits we put on ourselves. I know how to cook like that. There's a port from Chicago. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in commercials and stuff now. You just step
I got
out
a guy
and do it.
that Zeke knows too. And you all, I'm gonna say his story with Keon Gibson, young guy from Chicago, moved to Texas, working for NASA. Great job. Wanted to be a full-time podcaster and content creator, and also videographer, stuff like that. Quit his job at NASA. End up having to live in this car. And he was like, "Man, God, I messed up." And from that, got an opportunity. And now, those of you that say, "Who's this guy?" You've seen his work. Everything you see from Maverick City, Jonathan McReynolds, Todd Delaney, Kirk Franklin, and Fred, that's that kid. 20-some-year-old kid who stepped out and now is making Tasha Cobb, all of it. And so anytime you see that promo stuff, that's this guy. The kid, Tamara, the kid that nobody, didn't believe in, but took a chance on his dream. Anthony Brown shared the story how he moved, and his whole group just believed God was going to bless his ministry, and they all moved with him.
Moved to San Diego. My cousin is in that group. I remember when they did it. Yeah, she's one of his singers, Michelle. Yeah, I remember when they did that. I thought that was crazy. I mean, I was with it. I was like, go for it. I was trying to figure out how to move out there with him, like, because I looked up to my cousin, like I still do to this day.
But you see, like, it was a faith move.
Yeah. She was one of the first people I called before we like the night before I signed, like when everything was official. Because it was like up until the day of, we were still like working pieces out. The lawyers were still going back and forth with the label. And I remember I texted my cousin once the deal was done and once we knew we were signing. She was one of the first people I texted. I said, "Hey, we're gonna be label mates," because she sang with Anthony, with Anthony Brown. Like I was like, "Man, we're gonna be label mates." Like, because it was just like, man, I saw the work that y'all put in to get to the level y'all at. I remember when y'all moved to San Diego, when y'all stepped out on faith. I remember when y'all did all of that, So
it's faith moves, man, to care. Look at Then I know we got to bring Rich on. Look at Shakira, man, who was I forgot how did somebody connect me with her, and I had her do a show with Fred.
Yeah,
and she saw Pastor Mike and he was like, "Ooh, ask."
yeah.
And people don't get stuff because they're afraid to ask because they're afraid of the ask because they were afraid of rejection.
Yeah.
She went to Pastor Mike, "Hey, I want to sing with you," and blah blah blah. She sung. She full time with him. She writing. She just did this new record out. It's a faith move, man. Just do it.
It's a
New
faith
move down on faith. LXW.
Absolutely. Everything is faith, boy. That's all we got. Zeke Live in the Morning is faith. Y'all see where this show goes. Y'all stay locked in. I'm telling y'all, we going places, y'all. Y'all lock stars. We're going places
all going together
with this. We're gonna be doing this in bigger places. This is a faith move. But I gotta say this real quick.
Go ahead,
and then I'm gonna play a break and we coming back with Pastor Rich Holmes. He gonna come back.
Rich Holmes is there?
And then I got to tell the people about the stuff that Artinese was gonna talk about because that is an announcement that I want to make. So we'll come back, we'll talk about that a bit. I think I got a few clips that we can maybe show, or we might just keep the conversation going because it's Monday and people need this conversation. This turned into a very good, encouraging convo, but we'll come back and have more of that. Yeah, we hope you're encouraged. But let me give a shout out to my auntie. I saw two of my aunties in here. I'm trying to fish and find their comments. My auntie Regina, who I just saw this part. Should I say Mornin from Kankakee? So I definitely need to hit you up because you are in Kankakee. And dang, you just missed my mama. But y'all talked when y'all was here. Y'all talk all the time. So that's so you know that. And then my Aunt Kathy, I got to see her last week. My Aunt Kathy, y'all keep her in prayer. We believe in for full healing for her, and that she still got her right mind. She that's I love you, auntie. I do. So y'all keep her in prayer as well. All my lock stars, and I got to see her last week when my parents were here. We went to Kankakee, so that did my heart really, really good. Yeah.
What's up, Sarah from California, superstar singer?
Sarah from California. Oh, there it is, right there.
There you go.
All right now.
Anika she about to jump on here, Zeke, so I'm about to get her after the break. Anika Holyfield.
Benika, what's up, girl? Hey, this right there, yeah. And I'm just going to put that up there because that actually is a good comment right there. He did leave a promising baseball career. Ty Delaney, y'all might not know this. He was a baseball star.
Yeah.
And he decided to sing instead. So,
and walked away. Yeah. Don't regret it now, do we?
Yeah. For real. Well, y'all, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a song. You know what? Since we're talking about stepping out on faith, I might play this song if it's loaded. I think I loaded in the pre-show. I did. I'm going to play myself. I'm going to show y'all what stepping out on faith looks like. Eric, this is an example of you stepping out on faith as well. Remember the show in Sacramento? Yeah. You and David and all of them through that show in Sacramento. And this was just this was just a whole conglomerate of faith moves. I had signed a record contract. You had put a show together all the way out there. Rich was out there that weekend because he was with his brother who was playing for the Kings. It was just like the whole circle was just out on faith, and we had a chance to hang out in Sacramento.
Dude, that was a faith move because at the time when we added it, I remember David said, "Man, we over budget." I jumped in there. I was like, "All right." I started buying plane tickets. I'm like, "We gonna get them down here one way or another," and the show was great.
Yeah, we figured it out.
That's when we met Brandon.
Yeah, that's what we met Brandon with Anthonite Music. Exactly. And they stepped out on faith. So I'm telling y'all, stepping out, you got to step out. And sometimes we forget it. I tell y'all what, I forgot it for the last couple of years that you got to step out on faith. And I sat down and stepped into a depression. That's just what happened. That is what it is. But guess what? You can always get back up again. So I'm going to play. I wish I would have had I'm Walking clip from that because that's the actual single. But I got a clip from Your Kingdom, but it's from that same show. So I think it might be nice to play that. Yeah, no, I got it too. Yeah, I got the song. Well, I got Your Kingdom loaded up on the show. So,
okay. So,
but Walking would have been the perfect one, seeing as we're talking about stepping out on faith. Walking by faith would have been perfect. No, I do have it. I'm saying I got it. I just don't got it loaded up. But I got Your Kingdom loaded up. So I'm going to play that instead. Yeah. So here it is from Sacramento. This is me, y'all, and a few members of New X. We were live in Sacramento with something that Eric and David put together, Stepping Out on Faith. Rich Holmes was there. We was having a good old time. It was a great time, man, that weekend. All right, here it is. This is Zeke Locke, the New Experience, live in Sacramento. I'm walking. Get yourself some coffee. Get yourself some tea. Get yourself some juice. Get a mimosa.
You mean Your Kingdom? You said I'm walking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Kingdom. Yeah. This is me singing Your Kingdom. All right, here it is.
One more time, Kingdom citizens, where you at? I gotta hear you singing back to me. I got these in-ears in, so I gotta hear you. Young people, let's see the young people. Bring it on down, right? Young people, drop where you at? Young people, where you at? I need to see you clap your hands, clap your hands. Yeah. Bring it in. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I'm feeling it now. There we go. Yeah. I'm feeling a little better now. Here's your part. One more time, say, Your Kingdom, Your glory, yeah, it's yours, not my own. All power is given. Y'all got it to Jesus. He alone. Prove it. Now y'all got it now. One more, come on. I need y'all, Sacramento, to make some noise to the glory of the King. Here we go. 1, 2. Everybody clap, yo! All right, it's proper response. Repeat this. Say, righteousness that I can't ignore.
Righteousness that I can't ignore.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Give me joy that I can't explain.
Give me joy that I can't explain.
In your spirit, in your hand.
In your spirit, in your
Let's rock
hand.
Righteousness that I can't ignore.
Righteousness
I hear y'all, yeah. Say, peace beyond what I understand.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Give me joy that I can't explain. Yeah.
Give me joy that
That's your prayer. Say your prayer. In your spirit, in your hand. Here's your part. Say, Your Kingdom.
Your Kingdom.
Yeah. Your glory.
Your glory.
Hey, it's yours.
It's yours.
Not my own.
Not my own.
All power is given.
It's given
to Jesus.
to Jesus.
He alone. Let's do it again. Say, righteousness that I can't ignore. Say,
Righteousness that I can't ignore.
peace beyond what I understand.
Peace beyond what I understand.
Say, give me joy that I can't explain. Yeah.
Give me joy that I can't
Yeah. In your spirit, in your hand. Real loud. Who's it? Your kingdom. Oh God, your glory. Who's it? It's yours. Not my own. Wait, say, all power is given to Jesus. He alone. Come on, say, you conquered the grave. You believe it? Jesus conquered the grave. And all power is given to Jesus. He alone. Come on, say it. Your kingdom, God, your glory. Let's say, God is yours. Not my own. All power is given to Jesus. He alone. Let's tell the apostle, say, you conquered the grave. Do you believe he conquered the grave? When all power is given to Jesus. Shout out, say, he alive. Say, you conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. He went down on one day, but he didn't stay there.
no. Let me hear y'all say that. Only if you really believe it, if you believe it. And I know, and I know, and I know, and I know. I know, no. Declare it, say. Every hand up, say, your kingdom. Come on. Your glory. It's yours. Not my own. All power is given to Jesus. The Lord. Last one. And I know. No. Kingdom citizens, give God some more praise. All right, let's get real crazy really real quick.
There you have it. That was my own song. That was me live in Sacramento. That was a good time. We were talking about stepping out on faith and just doing stuff. And man, that was the culmination of a lot of faith being put together. That's why it's good to be around people who are like-minded with you. They got faith that moves just like your faith is moving. You around a bunch of people who ain't got no faith moving, then birds of a feather flock together. You either gonna raise them up or they gonna pull you down. But one thing is for sure, y'all ain't gonna be going together. So it's better to be with people who are movers with you, because you can go fast if you go alone, but you'll go far if you go together, like the old African proverb says. Hey y'all, did you subscribe? Are you subscribed on YouTube? Have you followed? Have you shared? Have you done all that stuff? Do it. I told y'all, when we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, I'm throwing a concert. So Brony Cat done put the challenge out there to see if we can get to 70 by the end of the week. Let me give a quick shout out over on the Instagram side. I think I've been ignoring Instagram for a little while, but it's a whole lot of people done chimed out, all of that. 921, let your light shine. Y'all follow her. From Alabama. Good morning from Alabama. Y'all go. Do y'all say that like that in Alabama? Do y'all say Alabama? I don't know. It sound like y'all would say that, Alabama. So y'all go follow her. Y'all follow anybody I ever shout out. And shout out to Mama. She's been in and out of there. And I got to give a shout out to the Creole King himself, Mr. Darren. What's up, man? All the way down in New Orleans, baby. Yeah, baby. Hey, y'all. All right. I got to bring back to the stage. Let's get back up here on the stage to, oh, man, Rhonda, thank you. She said the song is a hit. Oh, snaps. Don't y'all make me blush in the morning. I already burnt my mouth with coffee. Eric Rideout.
Zeke, after watching that, I'll be honest, man. I was sitting there thinking, outside of your conversation you got to have with that one individual, dude, I'm sitting here watching, you got to get the band back together.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You got to get the band back.
It's been on because I got that one song, Get Up. I can't wait till the people hear Get Up. That's probably going to eventually be one of the theme songs. I just want to do stuff. Yeah. It's time to get all the way back up.
All the folk back together. Come on back in and do it. Because New X was a community. It wasn't just a group, it was a community.
Yeah, that's how I'm shaping it.
It was a relationship. And I know, like you said, of course, when we on the road, you can't take everybody, but man, that community meant a lot to people. And I didn't realize it until, things kind of, and due to good reason, you couldn't lead and you were going through all the stuff you was going through.
Yeah.
But to hear from people like, man, I needed that.
Yeah.
Coming back.
It does hit me in my heart a certain way.
Yeah. Got to get the band back together. English parents got to get back. Some of y'all stiff now, but y'all got to get back together.
Right, we got to get some fresh meat in there. We got to get some younger. We done got old now.
Wait, pause. You got to say that different.
Right. Oh, yeah. We got to get some people of age to be in the show.
Yeah, we got. This gonna be a little different.
Who can jump around and do y'all? Because y'all see me, I'm high energy. With
and it was good, man. Watching that video was great.
Shout out to Miss Ursula. She's always on with us every morning, so we always got to give her a shout out. And then I got to shout out my other auntie, my aunt Cent. Oh yeah, Rich Holmes. We got to get you on here. What am I doing? I just realized Rich wasn't on the stage with us. Like,
That's
Rich
why I
Holmes,
sorry, Rich.
my bad. I just realized you wasn't on the stage with us. Let's see.
It's
There we
all
go.
good, man. Y'all busy. Y'all busy people around here.
Tripping. Oh my God. I was shouting out my unset.
He said that he in the car. He the one driving.
Right.
You don't stop, Rich. Do it.
Eric
No,
said sorry,
it's
Rich. Yeah.
I
Eric
gotta
said
be in
sorry, Rich. And I looked over. I'm like, where's Rich? Like, he
And
ain't
that-
on the stage
and
with
that's
us.
why I said that, to try to segue for Zeke to remember to say it.
I didn't realize he was on there.
That was great.
And
Great
Rich,
segue.
you in the car already. I told Zeke I got to drive almost 4 hours when I get off. Got to go to Michigan for a meeting. So that business don't never stop. Do it.
Nah, man, I've been up since 6 on set, so this is real though. It's fun though. I enjoy
That's
it.
right. Y'all filming. Oh,
He's a movie
snap.
Yeah,
Y'all better be
Yeah.
friends and follow him now. Because once you start following him, you can join his page. You better follow him now.
You
This
filming with Relentless, right?
Yeah, Straight Relentless is here. It's some good movie stars, good people here, man. It's a vibe. If you ain't never been on a movie set, this is pretty cool.
Yo, I want to come to the movie set.
Yeah.
And see, this is good that you brought that up, Rich, because that segue into when we have, I guess, Sean Breed, who's an actor,
Okay.
Law and Order, different stuff. So that's
Yeah.
man. And we talking about getting Janine, different people on here
Yeah.
in the movie business.
I think it's I ain't gonna say it's the new wave, but it's almost like the music industry.
I
It's
told
very
you.
similar.
That,
And it's starting to take that over. So if you ain't got any yet, I would advise all creatives start thinking about that, getting some type of movie, film, video. Zeke been talking about video.
I've been talking about this it's just hard to get folks that see the vision the way you see it at the level you see it until like 5 years
You know
later.
what?
This was like, I remember that prophet Eric who was like remember she prophesied this
Oh,
over me.
yeah. I
And
got
going
the
back
video.
on our life, we went back over it and we started saying, no, this is really how it really works in my mind. We always 5 years in the future. And so the hardest thing, so like what you're talking about right now, Rich, you're saying like it's a wave, like we taking over the movie thing. It's all about visuals and all that. We was talking that language in like 2019, 2020. I was saying, no, like music visuals is going to be the wave. Like, or doing like movies, going back to what was like the like Prince and all that, you know, like back at Purple Rain, you know, going back to that stuff. Like that's going to be the wave, man. It's going to be especially after pandemic when all we did was sit around and watch movies and TV shows and all that. It was like everything's on video.
I all this was birthed back during that time. 2019, what we're doing now, this is stuff we dreamed about, Manifest talked about 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
But you had to build structure. So you can get the word, you can get the vision, you can get the dream, but we talk about this all the time. It's just I live it more now. And we built the structure. And so it took 4 or 5 years to get to where we want to be, to even have the opportunity to do it. So I just encourage people that have dreams from back then, if it's taking time, make sure you're structuring during that waiting period. Don't just be sitting there like, I'm just waiting on my opportunity. I'm just waiting on.
Waiting
No,
on the
you should be
Lord.
building. You should be creating a following. You should be expanding your network until you're able to do the big dream or the big project that you want to do. But don't just get lost in the waiting part. And I like that's hard, that's challenging. And that's why we want to help people out, not to get lost in your waiting moment, because it's just a waiting moment, man. Your time is gonna come. So it's just but I believe it's based on how prepared you are for it. Because like I always said, if God just dropped it on you, or the opportunity come, or the universe gives you the opportunity, whatever you believe in right now, you know what I'm saying? And the opportunity comes and you ain't ready, then it's gone. It's a missed moment. It's a missed opportunity, and you're waiting for the next opportunity again.
You got to be ready for it, Rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you said, the same thing he blessed you with, and then turn around and curse you.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You're not ready.
Yeah. You're not ready. Yeah.
You're not ready for it.
Yeah.
right
And it's
about
just,
that.
You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a structure. You gotta have a team.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what
what
I
you
was
do.
just gonna say. It's the team around you. Like you got to have people around you that's like-minded, that see like you see, and even if they don't see it the way you see it, they at least willing to go with you until they do see it. Like you got to, you got to have that, because otherwise you're gonna have people that's gonna put all them fears. Like we were talking Eric earlier about being a creative genius and how that gets just like beat out of us. You know, the older we get, it gets beat out of us, and you know, so
Yeah.
you know.
You hear it, Rich?
That's what's up. But
Yeah.
we live, you know what I'm saying? You want some live correspondence. I'm live on the movie scene, you know what I'm saying? Got some
Hey.
other Lock stars that's out here. Tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
we're doing a whole like club scene. So we're looking for, I think we have like 20 more spaces left. But yeah, so I can send you the link, not the link, but the information on the time and all that. But if you're interested, just inbox me. There we go. That's what we'll do. I ain't gonna
All
put
right.
all that for you. Zeke.
Do it that way. 'Cause
If
I put
you're
that
interested
out
and want to
there,
know about the location, want to be a part of the vibe, it's a club scene vibe. We chilling. It's gonna be about a 4-hour time. So if you got time tomorrow, you want to hang out with us and be a part of a movie, come on and join us. Hit me up, inbox me. I got you. I send you all the details. But anyway, y'all having a great show so far. What else been going on? What y'all been talking about?
Send me that, Rich.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you know, Erica had that filled out in an hour. You'll have 20 people and 32 backups in an hour. Give that to Eric.
Send me that link, bro, and I'll send it to some people.
For sure. I send you the whole schedule. Because throughout the week too, we got different spots. So
nice.
Yeah,
it's
only
good
Zeke
to be
Live in the morning. Only for Zeke Live in the morning.
Only
hey, that's right.
Other movie opportunities are coming. You only get it if you tune in here with us.
Yeah. Speaking of other,
go ahead. See.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. Speaking of other movie opportunities, of course, y'all know our month sponsor who had covered all the expenses for going live for us this month of April has been LAH Entertainment. Y'all see, I've even gotten better at saying it. I used to say LAH, but now I say LAH. So I've gotten better at saying it. And y'all know we've been talking about them. They produce movies, films, books, all of the works, all of the stuff. And so we want to give a massive, special, crazy shout out to them because they did not have to do what they did, but they did it anyhow. And so and also, you know, there'll be other opportunities for people to sponsor. I told y'all that's what we're working on throughout the month of April. Rich was just talking about this, having a structure and stuff set out there. They talk about stepping out on faith. We stepped out on faith and said we needed some folks to help us sponsor this show, and then folks answered immediately, and we was like, oh shoot, where do we put it? Like, where do we put it? Like, oh snap, you can't put it somewhere till you figure out what this is actually going to be. So that's part of the plan. That's part of having, you know, having structures, having plans, having all of that, stepping out on faith, not stepping out on foolishness, but stepping out on faith, right? As part of that.
I'm just curious just to talk more, because I missed the first part of it, but stepping out on faith. You saying we're having a plan and all that. So, because some people think or believe, and I'm just trying to get perspectives, stepping out on faith, do you got to have it all together when stepping out on faith?
No.
Y'all think of that. How do y'all feel?
You know, I would say for me, I would, if you would have asked me this a while back, and sometimes I get into this habit where I think you do have to have it all together. I think you should have a plan. Don't get it twisted. But y'all know me, I'm a perfectionist. Like a super perfectionist, and sometimes it's very crippling, like very like it'll make me stop action because until we do it the way I want it done, we just ain't gonna do it at all. And so there's sometimes that step out doesn't happen because I think that I have to have it all together. But then there's other times where it's like, no, there's enough there. Like, do you have enough to actually do it and survive? So, you know, and when I realized that, it's like, you know, like this morning show, I'm gonna use it as an example. Like in my head, okay, it needed to have all these graphics and all the other stuff. We got graphics now, but when we did the first 2 episodes or so, wasn't none of this stuff there. We was just on. It was like, okay, I know how to do it. I worked StreamYard a little bit. I figured that out. Can we at least survive? All right, bet. And that was that. You know, like my cousin said when he was on that 3rd episode, Jerry Thompson, you want to find that episode, y'all. He said, you know, 85% rule. If you can do it at 85%, that's all you need. If it's at 85%, like what you reached your goals for, you're killing the game. Nobody ever hits like 100%. 85 is the standard that you want to reach. And even in school, that's a B. Like, you know what I mean? That's above average. 75% is average. 70% to 75% is average.
True.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if you're doing something at 85%, you're doing high mark. If you're doing it in the 90% side, you're doing high mark. So you know, even at 90%, that's still not full perfection. And so no, stepping out on faith sometimes is just realizing you don't have it worked out. And so you have to step out. I know Eric was about to say something.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to just say, I don't think you have to necessarily. I never really, at times, I had an idea, not necessarily a plan. I just had the idea or the thought of it, and I just acted on it because I just feel like, and we've seen this happen where if you don't do it, you got to give it to somebody else to do it, and then you sit back and go, man, I thought I was doing it, and it's already being done. So I've just learned not to be afraid if I have an idea or a desire to do something, I just do it. Because I feel like if God gives me an idea, He will give me how to put it together. And then over the years, I think we build relationships with people who, when we sit, if you sit and think about it, there's like everything you need within a community of people you know. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, for example,
Yeah.
he says, like, I want to do a big production. Oh, we gonna need lights. Oh, John Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a sound guy. Oh, I could call Vic. You know, Vic Sound. It's ways you can make things happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, but sometimes I think the fear is like what Zeke was saying with him. And same thing, Rich, we talked about when it comes to Zeke, is that fear of, I don't have it all lined up.
Yeah.
And sometimes not, you don't have to have it lined up. I feel like even, you know, with music, man, you know, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. To get where you're trying to go, you got to give what you have to give.
Yeah.
So that's how I am. I'm just a big proponent of that.
It took me a minute to get over that, though.
But it's not weird.
Yeah.
It's not weird, Zeke, that you felt that way. That's just how you feel.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Rich, now I've always told Rich, if Zeke is handing it to the label, give them, you know, and they do that, that opens up the other things that come from that will open up the door for him to do the other stuff he want to do.
Yeah.
It's just getting in front, just getting out in front of it. And so I don't think you always have to have this huge. I agree with. I never had a plan per se. I had an idea and a goal. If that makes sense. I had a thought process of how to get there, but I had written it out. I'm one of the people I just jump and do it, and then I'm doing it, and it's moving. Then I sit back and say, okay, now I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. I'm going to do that.
So you'll get in and kind of assess what's going on.
I get in and assess it, and then pull who I need into place. You know, because we have amazing people. Like if we had a big media thing, as you know, hey, where's D Jones at?
Yeah.
If you need somebody to help or structure and do some assistant things and help get stuff, hey, where's Catherine Janine at?
Got it.
You know how to reach out to people that you need to make your vision come to what it needs to be. And you know those people that are ride with you, even if you ain't got the crazy budget, but that believe. We did it every year with the whole award show, Rich.
Yeah, you're right.
Thousands of people came every year to see something we put together with 40 people in a room. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's just how I operate. And back to you, Rhonda, just operate that way. Just step out and do it.
Yeah.
Everybody, I encourage everybody to step out and what's wrong with failure? We are afraid of failure, man.
Yeah.
Why?
It's just
God
lessons.
wasn't afraid of failure. God created us and we failed.
Yeah.
That don't take him from being God. He's still God. We failed.
Eric, you be preaching sometimes. You might be you might be a
think I
bishop
have
in the
a
Lord's
prophet
church.
somewhere down there.
You might be
at me for a word.
we got a spot for you, Doc.
You might be a bishop in the Lord's church.
You know
we
what?
got to say a quick shout out real quick to
Oh
Ari
my
Simone.
God.
Yeah.
All
All right. So Ari, y'all know Ari got a song on the project. Like that's Sticks' second favorite song. Ari Simon.
That name sounds weird. Never heard of it.
And then shout out to Lorraine Moore.
Oh, Lorraine Moore is from Milwaukee. Now Lorraine is an example of a creative. Lorraine created these characters and she wrote a children's book. And I went to her house to see her. Lorraine got the entire, you know how you go to the big mascot costume things? She spent a grip on those things. She got them for things. So shout out to Lorraine Moore from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Sweet person, good people.
All right, so that's my Aunt Scent, y'all. That's what I was shouting out when I realized that Rich wasn't on the screen. I was like, "Where's Rich at?" Thought we put him on the screen. Somebody. Right. Like we just are talking away. Yeah, that's my Aunt Scent. So they're all sisters. My Aunt Scent, my Aunt Kathy, my Aunt Regina. They must have been talking about me.
Apologies too. I gotta give an apology. I gotta give an apology to S. Renee. That Zeke shared. That's my cousin. So my fault because But so with that being said, fellas, do you feel, Rich, Zeke, do you feel that you are on a path to accomplish your goal? Or do you feel like you got a long way to go before you can get to where you're trying to go? Do you feel like, hey man, now I'm in the place I should have, that God wants me to be in at this time to reach where I'm trying to go? Or do you feel like, man, I'm still not there yet?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the path. If I can speak to it, I think I'm on the right path, the right journey, because I see things are lining up the way that I've always seen them over the past couple of years, and it's not with so much effort. And when I say effort, meaning me feeling like I gotta do this, I gotta put this on, I just gotta do everything. Oh my God. It goes back to what you were talking about, Eric, is with connections, being able to call someone to make a connection to make things come to pass. So I'm seeing that along my journey. I feel like I got a long way to go because I feel like I'm gonna live a long life, or I'm believing God I live a long life. So yeah, I'll say I have a long way to go. But I do believe I'm on the path, just based on what I'm seeing and the fruits I'm able to bear even right now. It may not be the biggest fruit of manifestation that I'm hoping and believing I'll get, but I'm starting to see some of it. First the blade, then the ear, then the corn. So I'm starting to see a little bit of it as I go. So yeah, I'm confident on that part.
Yeah, I think for me, I see it again. Let's put it that way. So I saw it. Y'all, we talk all the time, obviously. So y'all know when I can see something, I see it. I'm gun ho to it, and that's where the perfectionism comes in. And then I went through a period where I couldn't see it anymore. And when I couldn't see it no more, that led to a feeling of worthlessness. That led to feelings of like, what was all this for? What am I here for? What did I give up? And then that became, suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. And this is my story. I don't want nobody else to take it. If it ain't your story, don't claim this story for yourself. It ain't real, because I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemies. But I'm saying, like, that's where it went. And so through a period of time, I see it again. You know what I mean? I see some goals and things coming again. And I've been able to now reassess some parts of life and change the way I looked at things. And now the things I've looked at have changed. And so that being said, now I look back on stuff and I say, I see how that grew me in this area. I see how that, gave me a story in this area. Oh, look where this project I'm working on comes from. It came from, this period that I was out of. So it changed my whole thinking. And look at that. So all this stuff grows. So you can see these checkpoints. But it's interesting what you just said, Rich, because it just reminded me of a conversation me and my wife was having yesterday. I woke up with this crazy thought yesterday. I said, I was going down the stairs, and so Eric, you said we got to get the band back together, right? So I was going downstairs, and I was like, man, I was listening to something. I was like, man, that was like the glory days. And then I stopped in my tracks. It's like something stopped me in my tracks. It's like, there's no glory days. There was no glory days. Like, if your latter is better or greater than your former, then looking back on the past as the glory days is in error. They may have been really, really good days, but if the days ahead are better, then that means the days behind you are worse. So, and it's not to say they're bad days, and I thought about it like this, and this is the example I got. If I'm driving a Ford Explorer, a brand new Ford Explorer, decked out, beautiful, wonderful, gets up on the road, it's a magnificent car, not a bad car at all. Like, I think anybody would be blessed to have it, but at the end of the day, Escalade is quite an upgrade. Like, you know what I'm saying? A decked out Escalade is quite an upgrade. Now, that don't make the Explorer a bad car, because that's a great car, but it's not an Escalade. So if an Escalade is in your future, then you're going to look at the Explorer like, look how I graduated. Look how you won't call your Explorer your glory days, because you elevated. And at the same time, I saw an Aston Martin SUV the other day, and I said, my God, my God. It was an Aston Martin. And Escalade is not an Aston Martin. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't call my Escalade my glory days, because I got that. But what if I finally can afford a helicopter, and so I ain't got to drive no more? I got a helicopter. Well, that's a new glory day, and I'm, so I'm saying, like, looking at the past as, these are just these glory days. That's when things were good and things are going downhill. No, just keep looking ahead, keep looking forward, and the things that were so good back then are gonna look like baby work. That's kind of the where I'm at with it right now. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Things are only supposed to get better.
Yeah, that's how I look at it right now,
And shout out to Tiffany Phillips, because she has to Aston Martin, so she's on a different page.
Oh,
she got one in the driveway,
Yep, Tiff, I'm coming down there, and we going on a ride. That's my favorite car. When I get there, where God can bless me with an Aston Martin, when I get there, not if and I get there, but when I get there.
And that's the thing. I think everybody should have a win in a win moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think we need those moments when we say when we arrive, not if or how. It's when we arrive. It's going to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rich is winning. He's doing Rich. See, you're winning. Everybody's winning, man. I was talking to Marcus McFarland the other day about that, who tried something different. He hooked up his drums and microphone and been singing and playing live. His social media has jumped up crazy from just, and then he had Marvin and Fred, and he's traveling, having people come on there. And I said, what made you do it? He said, I just wanted, it's just something came to me to do. I just did it. He didn't know how to work all the stuff he's doing.
Yeah. Learn as we go. Build the plane as we flying it. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Everybody. That's important to learn knowledge, man, before you really get into even diving into whatever else you want to do. Another example, because I'm here on movie set, like we looked, researched, we studied, we got knowledge and gained that. Yeah. Plus we got the spiritual side too, but we gained knowledge. How does Tubi work? How does Netflix work? How does these major platforms work to even get your stuff produced on these platforms so that I can give myself a goal? Because faith, it needs an end goal, I believe. It needs an expiration. You got to tell them, because faith is always operating now. It's always in the now. But then you got to go back, and that's why I love when he says start from the end in mind. But if I want this project, where do I want it to go? Do I want it to go on Netflix? Well, how do I even get what camera? Because cameras, you can't use the same cameras to get some on Netflix that you can use to get on Tubi. You know what I mean? But if you don't know those things, you'll waste a lot of money, you'll waste a lot of time, and then you'll get frustrated when it don't work. And now you want to blame God. Now you got church hurt, God hurt, because everybody, it didn't work. And it's like, listen, man, come on and prepare yourself, get yourself prepared, so when you make this leap of faith for real, you'll see the results you're looking for, versus just, well, I don't know, I'm just gonna go out there and trust him, hopefully it works. You'll have more of a plan, like, I know it's worked because I know it's already blessed, so let's get the end result, let's get it done.
You know what, Rich?
Once I shifted from seeing that, then it kind of changed a lot of things.
Rich, for me, it's the same way. I never see things where they are. Whenever I think of something, I always see the end.
Yeah.
I always see the end of something. If I sit here right now and say, oh, an award show, I hypothetically, I already see the stage, how it's going, who's going to do what. I never look at the in-between. I look at the end, because if I can see the end, I know what I'm structuring to get towards. I know what I'm building for. You know, I can't say, like Zeke can't say, I want to be this reporter. Zeke, what's your goal? I don't know. You know, no, I got to go. I see myself doing this. I see myself here. When you see where you want to go, that's your motivation. I think that's motivating. Like, Rick, you want to produce movies and stuff. You looked into it. You saw what it takes to do it. And you had a goal when you wanted to do it. You already knew Rich Holmes as Rich Holmes. This is what I want this thing to do. This is where I want it to go. You already had an end before you did the beginning. If you think about it. Zeke already has an end for his music for the beginning, because he said, I see myself talking to the homeless and singing on the streets and singing. He's already seen where he's going. Right? You see the end already. I see the end of everything. I never see the beginning.
And that's how you end up working towards it. You know, that's how you know if you're on the right path or not. You're giving yourself a measurable goal. Like, you know that if you on your way to, I don't know, you in Chicago and you on your way to Detroit, well, you know, if you start, like, you know, you need to head east. Like, you got a goal in mind. Like, you don't just get on the highway and start driving, because you might mess around and start driving towards Milwaukee, and then you ask for directions. Hey, I'm trying to get to Detroit. Oh, man, you got to go. Now you got to come all the way back around. You done wasted gas, money, time, energy. You tired. You might give up on the rate, because you like, I've been driving for 12 hours and I still ain't got to Detroit. Like, and you know what? I'm gonna give up. Stop right here. You know.
You know what else? Adding to that real quick, and the way when I see the end of things, that helps me avoid seeing the haters and the naysayers.
That's true.
Because I don't see them as part of what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
good.
Which means it don't give them space to put their input in, because I don't see you. I only see the end result. They're not even in my periphery.
Sometimes that tunnel vision, Doc. Gotta have it.
Yeah. But that's how you know your team. Yeah, that's how you know your team is with you or not too, though. You know, like Richard was just talking about, like,
swayed by what other people say when you believe in what you believe in.
Yeah. But like Richard was just talking about gaining knowledge, like even for the movie set, you know, using that as an example. Like, we've been talking for the longest about wanting to do all this stuff, but we ain't got access to just movie sets and stuff like that. But we did some stuff. When the opportunities came up, we took it, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to our friends Chris Nolan and Janine Coleman and them, like, who and Keno, because he was the original plug to the movie. Like, so like that's why you never burn bridges. That's why you be nice to people. You know people. You do well by people and link up with people who are with you. Because when they were looking for a choir, it was like, yo, you need to call Zeke Locke. And so Eric put together a group of singers and stuff.
Did, though,
You
like
got
you
this.
doing that, you allowed others like Britt and Jason and them and these
That's
people
true.
on choir to be on a movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Now they have that in their resume. I was singing on this movie.
Yep. They can always show back to that. Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I got the chance to go on there. Because that just helped me to see it before I
see what was happening.
And a lot of times that's what meditation comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I was on that set and sometimes I just close my eyes and just thank God for my opportunity when I'm doing a movie. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my movie. It was always Zeke. It was the choir and everything, but I had a chance to be a part of it. And I'm able to experience and see what that looks like. That helps you. That encourages you on your journey and on your path to connect with someone that might be doing bigger and better than you. But it ain't time to be a hater. It ain't time to try to, this is my time to shine now. Let me get this opportunity. No, it's not your opportunity. This is somebody that's allowing you to go on here and share this moment with them. So that's another thing to learn, because you'll blow up your spot going in there too early trying to take over somebody. Now, that's another moment you done messed up.
Remember we talked about that the other week, Rich?
Back over. You don't know who's on the set, who's looking at you, who's saying things about you, anything like that. That's why you just got to be cool and just know when it's my time, it's my time.
Know how to be in the room.
Know how to be in the room. Know what it is. So again, this is an appreciation because I saw that and got to experience back then. Fast forward 3-4 years later, I'm able to do it on my own. I'm able to do it with other people. You know what I'm saying? And make the same thing happen. So connection is key, for real.
It's like a free university lesson when you think about it. You know, like people pay big money. Like a lot of people going to Full Sail right now to learn the kind of stuff that we got a chance to just be on the set and watch get done. Because, if I could be a little vulnerable moment here, Rich, our conversations back and forth some. But I was talking about, years ago, and I'm like, man, to just get started with the thing I want to do, it's going to cost $250,000. And Rich like, nah, man, you can do that for $5,000. You can do that for... I'm telling you, Doc, it's going to be $250,000. And I didn't really have no real base other than what I knew until I got to Hood Book, and we saw that down there. And when Fred told me how much he spent of his own money, and that wasn't even the full budget, I was like, oh, shoot. So I'm right. That $250,000 is a... And then the conversations as they went on back and forth with me and Rich went from, yeah, Doc, you right. That's not... Yeah, $5,000 ain't gonna do what you try to do. You need they talking $20 million is a small budget over here. Like my point, $250,000 is nothing. That's like baby dollars for. But again, we only knew this because we were around that stuff and we got to adding stuff up. Man, how much this cost? How much that cost? We're doing that one thing. That's about a $20,000 gig. You said, but we only knew that from being at these different things. And if you're not around that stuff or ain't got nobody that can put you around that stuff, if those opportunities come around where you can, take them, because that's where you really get a goal that you can set for real and really start knowing what to pray for,
And I love what you said in there, and I'm gonna send it back to you, Eric. When you said it costs $250,000 to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And some people, they will try to diminish because that number is so high. They'll try to diminish it to do it for like $10,000 or $5,000. And then it's not what they wanted, and there go that frustration again. They go that mental stress again. They go that I don't want to do it no more. Okay, stay on your number. If it's $250,000, all right, how do I get to the $250,000 to make
that part?
Versus let me diminish it down and cut it to just $10,000, because you're not gonna be happy or fulfilled at that time, because it's not what you already had and seen of $250,000. I need this. Now, if somebody can show you this at a great budget, then great. But if you know, and that's what I love about you, bro, you consistent. You like, nah, I know it's going to take this. So I know if he gets it, shoot, this going to be off the chain. But for those, I just want to encourage, don't diminish on your number if you ain't got to, bro. Like, if it's $250,000, that's what it is. You need to make that happen. Ask God to make that happen. Believe that he'll bring the resources. But then again, because if you do it for $10,000, I done seen that too. People be super,
and they be mad.
They be mad. They want to fire me like I did a bad job. No.
This is what that can get you. Like if you budgeted, you know what it's gonna take. Yeah, right. And that you said something in there though, like how do I get to the $250,000? So this is something that we intentionally doing in my household now. Okay. Where we're changing our language. So like, and I get on my wife about this all the time, and she catches me when I do it. Oh, that's expensive. Nah, that's like, we're changing from that thinking to what does it take to get that, as opposed to, ooh, that's so expensive, what I got to do to get it. And that's a different, like I may not have, I don't know, let's say $100 for this piece of equipment. I don't know, I may not have the $100 for it, but what I got to do to get it. So does that mean I got a budget? Does that mean I got to work a few extra hours? Do I need to do an odd job like with DoorDash or something? Do I need to, sell something? Whatever it is, just what I got to do to get it. Like, not just killing the dream right off the bat, talking about it's too expensive. Like, because once I say that, I've declared what it is. It is too expensive. If it's too expensive, that means I can't get it. But if I say, what do I got to do to get it? That puts the onus now on me to make some things work. And that's where that stepping out on faith is. And there might be a whole lot of little pieces I got to do to get up to it. But I'm bending reality into my favor, to get what I declared that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So we're changing our language with that. Maybe some people will join in on that, because you just said it, Doc. And that's the same thing we're doing over here, man. Changing
your language is important. One of the things that shifted me: quit trying to get what you already got. And here's the shift in that was, God has gave us all these spiritual blessings, right? He's blessed us. He said, you already blessed. I ain't trying to get a blessed. I'm already blessed. The word blessing means the ability to really produce. So now I look at it now as, if I need $250,000, I have it. It's mine. I got it on the inside of me. What do I need to do to produce it out? What are ways I can get this to produce the $250,000? And that's another language shift that happened with me. It's like, I ain't trying to get it no more. I got the money. I have everything I need on the inside of me based on scriptures and what I believe. Now I just got to get this produced out of me. He said he'll bless the works of my hands. So let me see, what can I do with my hands that can produce $250,000? What can I do in my life that God can share with me? God can give me the creative idea. God can give me the plan of action. That's what I'm looking for, versus just always looking outside for it. Let me tap into inside. Let me meditate. I spend more time meditating on just on the word and what I'm doing, and even on a project I'm working on. That's considered meditation too. I'm learning about the movie industry. I'm seeing myself in it. I'm seeing myself at the is it Grammys? It ain't Grammys. What is it? Oscars? Yeah, that's what it is. I'm seeing myself in those different places.
Oscars.
And that's showing me, oh, this is how I can produce this. Okay, maybe you can produce a movie. You may only make $50,000, but that's part of your goal. Now we saving maybe half of that. All right, we on our way to $250. I produced something else. I made $120,000. I ain't got to my $250 yet, but I'm producing, and it's coming slowly but surely. So again, it don't all have to come at one time. You can break those things down to get to your end goal, and it's okay. Maybe it's a book I need to write before the movie happens. Oh, I wrote a book. Got me maybe $5,000 out of that. Great, praise the Lord. It was impactful, but I'm still building my following, my network. So it's time for me to really pop. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
And then being in those rooms, being in those rooms. So like you just say the Oscars, that means, oh, let me and my wife fly to go to Oscars one year. Let's go see what happened at the Oscars. We're gonna be in the room. Let's get used to going. Something. Look back at Sheridan. Something Sheridan said, who came from looking at Twitter and making tweets, to taking her tweets, putting them in a book, to now writing books that's top sellers, and now you're a publisher. All from seeing, knowing what you wanted and doing it. Man, look, the limits. I always say the only limits we have. I have a cousin named Sherrod Lambert who producing and doing all this, and one of his major songs was When Jesus Says Yes.
When Jesus said yes.
Nobody can tell.
He put that out there, sent the track, and he was like, I want to go take it. And they took it. Now doing the studio with Snoop and everybody else now working on music. It was he got in those rooms. Man, I'm a big believer of being in the room, and I tell people in a heartbeat, I'll take you with me. I'll get you in there. It's up to you to sell yourself. Now, does telling yourself mean sitting there and be quiet and watch, or does it mean put input in the conversation? We often say how Jason went with us to Dallas. Jason didn't say a word. Jason sat and watched.
Chill.
And then the phone call came to me. Hey, that Jason guy, he sing too, right? I said, yeah, and he playing. Now I can speak up on Jason. Oh, he's a monster musician. Can he? You think he can do this? I like the way he was. He stayed in his lane. You never know who's watching you to see if you stay in the lane. Zeke never, when we were in the studio with Donald, you never jumped over Donald in the studio. Zeke sat back, even though this is my group you using, Donald and Zeke sat and listened to what Donald said for hours, just to listen to him. Because why? This man has movie scores. This man,
this man is the GOAT. This is like, where else would you get an opportunity to be in the studio working on an iconic piece of work with
and proud of and wait, look the records you did though. You didn't just do some records.
Yeah, did Goshen and then came on stage and did I forgot that we had done that work on that project. Honestly, I knew we had worked on some stuff. I forgot that it was on the Goshen project when we was working on Goshen, and like some of the singers was like, no, I remember this song. I remember you don't remember singing this? I was like, I don't. Donald was like, yeah, Donald was like, that's y'all's voices on the track. Like, that's us. Oh shoot.
And then think about it, man. That's something to say too, that somebody you grew up listening to now is coming back and put you on there and they're, hey, let's do our anniversary record. Let Zeke and them sing on it. And then shout out to everybody from New X that was there in the studio who, honest to God, they came in and knew the room. Yeah. They sat, they listened.
Yeah.
You know.
That's how that's my first time with Fred. My first time sitting with Fred was not the time in Milwaukee, not that time, which is true, but we had just got off stage. The other time was we had with the one guy, the one Liberty Temple concert, Christmas concert, and then so the old boss of yours who had so we were at his place and we had dinner and stuff in the conference room, and then
right. I forgot about
then Fred. Oh look, it's Relentless. But yeah, I sat with Fred and watched the game. Y'all shout out real quick, Relentless. Oh,
hey, I just wanted to pop in and say what's up, man. I'm on set right now. Look, it's real. I done hurt myself and everything.
Oh, you a real movie star.
You're a real actor now.
I love the Zeke Locke show. The only reason I ain't watching is because I'm doing this, man. But hey, love y'all. I gotta go back and say what's up.
Love you, bro. Hey, y'all give it up for Relentless. Right, yeah. Tell all the peoples. He done hurt himself. He's doing his own stunts. Well, I was just saying, my time with Fred was the same thing. We just sat there, watched the game together. It wasn't no, it wasn't no bunch of talking and stuff. Because don't interrupt Fred when he watching the game. That's the thing, you know. But that turned into a tour. That turned into doing tours and stuff.
But sometimes you miss something. People don't get that. Sometimes in the room, you were there to listen.
Yeah.
To being in on what's being said. If Rich had a movie meeting and said, y'all come, I'm not gonna say a word to you. That's not my area. That's his area. But I can take something I learned and I'll apply it to something I'm doing. Or, I didn't know. It's that easy. I can do this. It's all about, man, being in the room and shutting up sometimes.
Yeah.
And speak to and spoken to. That's the best thing in the room. Speak to when spoken to.
Yeah, just know what you're there for and see how to get there.
Zeke. Yeah. This is Zeke Locke. Okay. Not Zeke coming in the room. I saw this movie. You ever seen the movie I Can Only Imagine?
I never watched it, but yeah, I know
that movie. Dude was the leader. Bart was aggressive, but the thing Bart had to learn was sometimes to be quiet. And one part in the movie, his manager was talking to all the record labels, and his group members said, "Bro, shh, you stay back here with us. Don't go out there. Let him handle it. I gotta know what they're talking about. I gotta know. I gotta be out there. I think I can help." They're like, "He's the manager. Be quiet. Let him run the room." Dude, run out there in the room and get the blabbing. Hey, thanks for coming. Hey, what you think about us? And they said, we thought y'all wasn't good.
Yeah.
Now you running in the room to be a part of the conversation wasn't for you.
Yeah.
When your manager's doing the work, now his self-esteem to the point he had quit. He was done. And then went home to see his dying father and wrote I Can Only Imagine, which blew Mercy Me up. But it was the fact that he opened his mouth in a room that he was a part of. But that room wasn't for him. The room was about him. You can be in a room about you and still not have to be able to say nothing.
Absolutely.
Just because you're in the room and it's about you don't mean you still have to talk. That's what an attorney's for. Go to court and talk over your attorney and see how that worked out for you.
Absolutely.
You get crappy deals of 1,000 years plus life. A life plus 1,000 years. So,
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, we got to roll. We are just past the 10 o'clock hour, so we got to get up out of here. But let's see here. I'll make my announcement about Live Free Advocacy Day in a minute here. But Eric, tell the people one final word and wish them well for their Monday.
Thank y'all for joining us. Please share the social media, share the Facebook, share the YouTube, share it all. Go join us over on YouTube. Jesus loves you, God loves you, and there's nothing you can't do. Nothing you can't do. The only disconnection between communication with God is your heart and your mind. If you can connect them two together, you'll be a powerful person. Love y'all.
Hey.
See y'all Wednesday. No, wait, Thursday.
Thursday? You back on Thursday?
Well, I'll be on the...
Oh, you muted yourself. Uh-oh, you just muted yourself.
Yeah, that wasn't cool at all. See how they abandoned it? I said I'll be on here Tuesday and Wednesday, Diddy on computer, but I'll be sitting back in my office.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got you.
Peace out now.
Peace. All right, Rich Holmes. AP Rick.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Man, faith is one of my favorite subjects. I believe it's the favorite subject, most important subject to the believer after salvation, because the just what? That's me. We shall live by faith. So I hope something was said today to encourage you to get your faith stronger, to keep you active, to stay getting up and being out there. Hey, like I always say, life is choice driven. You will live and die by the choices you choose to make. I got a hint for you. Choose life. God bless these people. Bless everyone that is listening to us. Thank you that they already blessed, Father. Thank you, Lord God, for what you prepared for them as they're on this journey. Help them to get to the destination in Jesus' name. Y'all have a great day. Talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Hey, Rich and Eric, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I can't find. Here it is. Yay, there we go. Y'all listen here. I appreciate y'all. I love each one of y'all, man. Thank y'all for always locking in with us. Zeke Live in the morning, man. This has been a phenomenal conversation. We were going somewhere else with the convo, but that turned into a really good conversation. And so I hope somebody got something out of it. Subscribe over here on YouTube, y'all. Brony Cat gave us a goal of 70 subscribers by the end of the week. Y'all think we can do that? I think we can, actually. It's not a whole lot. I think we can do it to make it to there. But at 100 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to do a concert. I'm going to introduce some of my new music, some of the stuff we're working on. I'm going to give an exclusive sneak peek at it and let y'all come to it if you're subscribed, if you're a Lock star. So go and subscribe on YouTube. At 100, I'm just going to announce a concert. So I'm not going to announce a concert. I'm not even going to plan it till I hit 100. So yeah, at 100 subscribers, we're just going to throw a concert. We're just going to get together, kick back, and do that. Also, you can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. You can subscribe there. Follow there, share there. Make sure y'all continue in the comments. I appreciate the conversation y'all do. Today's conversation was actually sparked off by Rhonda on the Rocks. So that was actually how today's conversation got started. So we appreciate y'all's comments. I want to say two things before we move on. The first one is, if you are with us, we have partnered up with, I claim us as a partner. That's what, with Rhonda on the Rocks. There we go. And we're doing a challenge, Rhonda on the Run. And so I told y'all this weekend, I dug into my challenge a little bit, which was to get some sleep. And I was able to do that. And my body just forced me to do it. So it was one of them things where it was critical mass. I had to do it. So I went to sleep. But that was, the first thing that went through my head was Rhonda on the Run. So y'all do the Rhonda on the Run challenge with Rhonda on the racks. Rhonda on the Rocks. Tag her on Instagram. That's what I'm trying to say. Tag Rhonda on the Rocks on Instagram. So over to the Instagram side, and also hello to all my Instagram people. I be forgetting y'all over there, but tag her on Instagram at Rhonda on the Rocks and do the Rhonda on the Run challenge with her. Mine was to catch up on my sleep. That's going from April 1st to April 30th. So this month, I'm going to be much more conscientious about how I'm sleeping, when I'm sleeping, how much sleep I'm getting, so that I can be refreshed. You can't have faith in a plan if you ain't got enough sleep to really help you out in the midst of that. And then I want to say one other thing. Shout out. Y'all keep our guest Artinese was supposed to be on today. And she had an emergency situation that was coming up, that she was calling me up around about the 8 o'clock. She was going to be on at 8:30, and she was calling me at 8 o'clock, said she got hit with an emergency. So keep her in prayer. But the thing that she was coming on to talk about was this right here. If I can get to it, if it pops up, I think I just put the wrong thing up. There we go. Image file is what we want. She was coming on to talk about this right here. We call it our day of advocacy with Live Free Illinois. So this right here, the Day of Advocacy with Live Free Illinois. If you're not doing anything on April 10th, that is this Thursday, April the 10th, if you're not doing anything, there are buses that are leaving from all over the state. We got buses leaving from the west side of Chicago, south side of Chicago, somewhere in the south suburbs. I forget, in Matson, matter of fact. So a bus is leaving from there. There's another bus that's leaving from Kankakee. I want to say maybe something is coming out of the north. There's buses, but you can sign up and find out where all that stuff is and sign up. The lunch will be provided that day. We're taking buses and we're going down to Springfield. We're advocating, y'all have heard me talking about it, we're advocating for the ending of permanent punishments. You did the time for doing the crime, and now your time is served, and now you still got to be under the rule and the governance of the system. So, you know, we're trying to do stuff that helps to, you know, kill that energy. We want our people to be free. So we want them to be able to, you know, get jobs and be able to vote and be able to do all the things, you know, that are there. And Illinois has some stuff. They got some work they can do there. They're a progressive enough state to be, you know, to listen. But we want to talk to our elected officials. And the other thing we're advocating for is the Community Healing Resource Center Network. We understand that our community has been traumatized by violence, gun violence, violent crime, like domestic violence, all of that stuff. And so the Community Healing Resource Center Network is there. It's a program of Live Free that is partnered with community centers and churches. There's 10 sites across the state, and they're there to help deal with the trauma. I work for one. That's where I'm headed as soon as I leave from off of this live cast, right? Where we help get people to the healing and things that they need in regards to the trauma that's around there. And so we're advocating for that, making sure our elected officials understand what that work is, why that work is necessary, why it's important, why our model's a little bit different. We go out, we go and we knock on doors, we do all that stuff. You know, we do pop-ups. We want to let people know, even before the shootings and things happen, that there's someone that's there to help them out in that area. And so we're advocating for that as well to our elected officials to continue the funding for that. Y'all know the government that we have right now. So, you know, those kinds of things. These things are real. So we're making sure to advocate for that stuff. So this Thursday, April the 10th, if you're not doing anything, I would love to see a few of my lock stars come down. If I had like 10 of y'all show up, I would be like over the moon. That can go on Thursday down to Springfield and spend the day. The bus rides are going to be fun, and we're going to have a chance to, you know, just be cool. It's cool fellowship to take that ride. There'll be some folks that's there, you know, and it's a good time, but it's also an important time to make sure our elected officials understand what's going on in our communities. This statement was made to me before. Someone said that if you don't have a seat at the table, then you best believe you're on the menu. And so, you know, I'm saying that to say we want to make sure we have a seat at the table. So y'all, if you're not doing anything this Thursday, April the 10th, and we'll get Artinese rescheduled if all goes well with her emergency situation. We'll get her rescheduled to come on and talk a little bit more about that and the importance of that, because she can explain it a whole lot better than I can. So we keep her lifted up on today as she's had to deal with her thing. So listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Subscribe, follow, share, do all that stuff. Another great show. This is the one we're looking for right there. When Mama JP Rideout says it's a good show, that's how we know that we can end it on a good day. So, hey, y'all, listen, it's been a great podcast, a great live cast. I don't know what this is, podcast, a radio show, a live cast, a TV show. It's all of the things. So I hope y'all got something out of it too. Like, before I log off, I really do hope y'all got something out of it. And if you're just getting on or you missed a lot of it, I would encourage you to go back and watch this one. We had a chance to dive into some conversation around faith, and this was more than just God's gonna do it. It was more than just that. This was more than God's gonna do it. This was you got to do some practical stuff on your part. So listen, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good Monday. Y'all have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning. Log on a little bit early, around about 7:25-ish. We usually get it going with some music playing and stuff. So, you know, check out that stuff because we have dope artists that are on there as well. All right. We love y'all. Peace out. See you in the morning. All my lock stars. Peace.